time.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Greetings. Oh, and before I forget, greetings. Clobberers, Clobberonimos, Clobberoids, Clobberuskis, Clobberettes, and Clobberians, all of you out there, those who do not clobber yet, fear not. All that matters is if you learn how to bang the rocks together, guys. All right, my dear friends, welcome to Clobberin Times issue number 410. 410. And of course, Saturday Night Star Trek. Oh, actually, it's 410 on YouTube, I should say. Let me before I screwed everything up. It's Saturday Night Star Trek, but it's also Clobber Times number 410 is on YouTube, 1,410 overall, and Saturday Night Star Trek 151. Sorry about that. I was having some. There was something I ended up forgetting to do until it was too late. So I'm having to catch up on it now. My apologies. But I will have it all sussed out in a second here, which you think wouldn't happen on an open night, right? When we're not anything planned and nothing going on. You think it would be from once I'd be organized, but no. Of course not. So let me see if I got everything straightened out before we get started. Sorry about that, folks. Oh my goodness, so unorganized. Okay. Sorry, one other thing here. I'm not organized. Oh, I never have been, have I? Let's just be honest. Never have I been organized. But welcome. Good to see you, my friends. Glad to see you here tonight. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you all are well. Planning a wonderful New Year's celebration. Feels weird that's not until tomorrow, because it kind of feels like it would be tonight. What sort of feels like, because it's a Saturday, it sort of feels like a New Year's Eve type thingy. But we will work around it. We will try to remember that it is only New Year's Eve. And people who used to say that usually deserves to be punched in the face. And I'm no exception. So if you feel like doing that to me, I can't blame you. I can't blame you at all. In fact, just go right ahead. Why not? All right, I'll make sure I got this taken care of real quick, and then we should push off, shall we? Again, I usually wait, and this is why usually when I'm not well, it's a different night because we don't have number one with us. So I usually have this done before we get started. But anyway, that's all right. So here we go. Whatever. It's just an open track now. Tonight, anyway, we're just going to open talk. But since it is Saturday Night Star Trek, it will be open Star Trek talk. All right. So good to see you all, my friends. I'm almost caught up now. Just slightly almost caught up. Sort of. Maybe a little bit. Stupid computer, everyone. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with now. I'm going to go ahead and just say. Here we go. Shout out, show notes and shout outs, shall we? And then we'll get down to business, which is not much because it's just going to be wide open. Me hanging out with you guys for the last Saturday Night Star Trek of the year. And by the way, we did it last week also on our own. I winged it last week again because as we all know, our wonderful first officer, number one, aka the wonderful Commander R.M. Briggs, is again on shore leave. We will be back next week, however, and can't wait. In fact, well, there we go. In fact, yeah, probably got the number wrong. Wrong numbering, but it'll have to do. Okay. All right, where were I? All right. Make sure we got everybody here. Okay, so show notes are as follows. Tomorrow night, I guess nothing's going on unless Mark does some kind of stream because it is New Year's Eve. But I will be streaming on New Year's Day twice. First of all, at the Great J-Man's channel. We're going to start off the year with our fun that we've been doing all throughout the course of the year. Of course, is our Legion of Superheroes stream, which we're having a lot of fun doing that. J-Man and Sean and myself. Let's see. And then later that night, it'll just be me hanging out. It'll be Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk, but of course, it'll really not so much. It'll be Comics Talk, but it'll be everything. It'll just be, even though it's the first of the year, it'll be me looking back. I've decided I'm going to look back on 2023 and see if anything, talk about the good and the bad. Boy, there's going to be a lot of bad, isn't there? Just basically recap like everyone else does. Just talk about, just from a geek standpoint, talk about what I watched, what I liked and didn't like. And so that won't take long, probably. All right. Anyway, let's do some shout outs, shall we? Well, of course, then it's the rest of the shows for the remainder of the week. We'll be back on track with the normal schedule. We'll have all these shows. And of course, we'll have the Wednesday, we'll have the Clubhouse. And then next week, we will have, we'll start back with our reviews. It won't be number 150. I got to change that. It's going to be 152, but we'll start back with our Voyager reviews a week from tonight with our wonderful first officer, number one, Raquel. So now I'm sort of organized. Let's start out with our shout outs, shall we? Of course, whoever's here, and I can't see the whole chat yet, but the great Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher, Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North. Thank you so much, buddy. D-Bad Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches, shout out to his better half. Lady Thoth, of course, Havon lives, long live the Legion. My great partner in crime on Earth B, the Wrench Without Fear, J-Man. And boy, we just finished up our Fourth World reviews, and what a lot of fun we had on that. Maddie's Daddy, Vida Freach Mionia. And of course, the God of Thunder. Kal-El, Stephen Kal-El, buddy. All right, man. Fanty Outsidey, the Rascally Wrencher, the Hungry Boy, the Master of the Clobberin, of course, and the great music meister himself, Maximum Redstone. Had a great time hanging out at Mark D's member stream today. that was a lot of fun. And we all want to thank him for having that. Very cool. It was, again, like I said, cool stuff, a lot of fun, and hopefully he might pop by if he has a chance. He should pop by later and say hello to us, maybe hang out with us a little bit, if he's able to, if he's not busy. So let's see up in here. Now, continuing the shout outs, first I want to say thank you, Eric K, for the super chat. You're too kind, buddy. Hey there. He says, was the Marvels as great as Man of Steel? Well, I don't know what Man of Steel is. That's not, but there's a movie called Man of Steel that I hate, and no. It was better than that, yeah. I mean, everything's better than Man of Steel. So, so I'm surprised we even had to ask. But thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Okay. Make sure it got. Let's start our shout outs, because I like to shout everybody out. The way we roll up in here. And first of all, of course, big shout out to the great Larry. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. Dave C. Good. Actually, was Dave C here? I know Dave G's here. Let's see. Maybe oh yeah, Dave C's here. Yeah, Dave C. It was cool hanging. I believe you hung out with us today at the at Mark's. It was good hanging out with you there, buddy. Good to see you. Dave G Sound is here too, though. See, we have got to get those guys mixed up, but not really. Just kidding. Dave G Sound, buddy. FKH. What's up, my Fairfax friend? Of course, this proper designation is FKHC 2005. I should always say that. Make sure I'm getting everybody in the chat there. All right. Let's see here. Penny. Well, hello there, Penny. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. Hope you and yours are getting set for a wonderful New Year's. Guagnar. Got to hang with Guagnar today over there at Mark's as well. Good to see you there, my brother. All right, buddy. Let's see. Sander Hammerslag. Hello. Happy New Year. Michael Beacom. What is up, buddy? Good to see you, man. I hope you and Cassandra are doing well. All of you, and hope you're ready for a big, great holiday. Another ending up our holidays. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve celebration. Affinity Avenger. How do you say that one again? Let me see. Let me say that one right. I got to look back. You always got to mess around with your name there, Cap. Now I got to find it again. I got to stroll. Affinity Avenger. Affinity Avenger. Welcome, Cap. Good to see you. I hope you have. If you haven't already celebrated, I hope you're probably well into New Year's Eve already. Parker, look. Hope you have a lucky New Year's. Empress NM. Hey. What's up? Let's see. The Tetra of Empathy. Good to see you there, my friend. JRR. Was it JRR24? Did I get that right? Because sometimes I was writing very quickly on there. I hope I did. Yes, JRR24. Welcome, my friend. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Brogu from my old hometown. JR24, did I see that right? That you're from down my way? I believe so. Okay, well, that's fantastic. Value of nothing's always valuable to see you, my friend. What's that? Blah, blah, blah. I try to write down things as fast as I can, everyone. Just on Saturday nights, anyway. Mr. Angel, what's up, Chef? All right, good to see you, Chef. Hope you're doing well, my friend. DJ Play Nice. Hey. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Lisa. Hello, Lisa. You're running out of 2023 Infinity. So yeah, you're right in this you're right in the midst of New Year's Eve then. I gotcha. I gotcha. All right. Okay, let's see who else. Jamie Harbert. Hey there, Jamie. Harbert, good to see you there, my friend. Welcome and Happy New Year. The Comic Relief Crusader. What's up, dude? Merry Christmas to you. I'm just and of course, well, see, I'm behind the times. I just fell back. Sorry. Well, of course, that it goes without saying, and then a Happy New Year to you coming up, so yeah. Could not be reached for further comment. What is up? Could not be. But it's good to see you, and I'm glad I could reach you to tell you that. All right, let's see. And of course, anyone who pops in will be shouted out accordingly. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm down south. I'm more of a southeastern area, basically. But yeah, JRR 24. Shooter. All right, Kima Sabe. Look at the shooter, man. Oh, good to see you there, bud. I hope you're doing well. Glad to see you, Kima Sabe. Comic Relief Crusader says Jim Steranko made a great tweet and has more of my respect than before. Wow. Well, I love Steranko. Love his art. Says some cool stuff. I mean, I know where he falls down socially, so I'm with him there too. I was just kind of never pleased with not getting to see him one time at his table when he was taking too long with a customer. Classic Comics. What's up, buddy? What is up? Welcome to Saturday Night Star Trek, everybody. Welcome to Open Geekness of Saturday Night Star Trek. Anything goes. CLS Studio. Hello. And Happy New Year to you, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome. So I'm going to shout everybody out when I get here. I'm about an hour from there, JRR. An hour from the Big Easy, yeah. But without saying what it is, I'll just say I'm in a capital position. So there you go. Anyway, all right, everybody, what's going on? What is on your minds, Trek wise? What's up? What's all last week? I'm trying to remember. Last week we talked about a lot of our favorite episodes. Because it was not just our favorite episodes, but the Trek that made us feel good. Okay. Well, Comic Relief Crusader, be good, man, and hey, Fanty, be good out there and be careful out there while you're driving there. They're not an X Amanda Boo. Good to see you there. I hope you're doing well. Narat. So last week, I think we talked about, or I touched upon the Trek that makes us feel good, the great Trek feel good moments. And a lot of times our favorite episodes do that for us. The ones that they don't, obviously Trek doesn't have any out and out, as we talked about, out and out Christmas episodes. The ones that were kind of Christmassy, in the sense that they touched you as a human being, they made you feel good, even if the ones were sometimes bittersweet, but usually the sweeter ones, the lighter ones, the lighter tone stuff. Well, as much as we don't like to admit it, New Year's, isn't it? I don't want to be a downer for New Year's ever. Oh man, go Lions. But sometimes, New Year's feels like it has a kind of a finality, a weird for me, and maybe you don't see it this way. I hope you don't. I hope you have a good time. I don't do anything on New Year's Eve, just so you know. I mean, I sit home and I won't be streaming tomorrow night. It's going to drive me crazy. I stream 7 days a week now, and I only do my show 4 times a week, but I'm on other channels. I'm going to be going nuts tomorrow night with nothing to do. But I'll watch football all day. Probably just for the hell of it. But usually, for me, New Year's is kind of bittersweet. It's very noisy around here around the all night. Soon when it gets dark, because of all the fireworks people are blasting off all over the place here. But I deal. And then the next day's always a little bit better because I get to go visit my mom and dad. We get something nice to eat. Yeah. But there's a certain slight because when it's over, we're back to the old grind and the old routine. Now, there was a time when I was an NFL fanatic, and I'm not that anymore. I've kind of lost my love for it for things that have happened to the game, both socio-politically and even the rules. But there was a time that I was always able to mentally make the season last until the Super Bowl. That was felt like holidays, all that. Thank you, Fanty. Maybe I will stream tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to the powers that be. But I don't have that anymore. I don't have up until about 50 years, up until about 2020, I had that fire in me that I loved pro football so much that I looked forward to it, and it helped me. It's the only thing I loved almost as much as my geek stuff. And it helped me extend my holiday feelings into the Super Bowl, which was always early February. And then it felt kind of dumb. Minutes after the Super Bowl, I went down into the tubes feeling kind of blah. Well, I didn't have that anymore. I've been trying to watch it. I'll watch the games now. It's just not the same. And the game's not the same anyway. But anyway, for a lot of reasons. I'll still watch it. I'll watch it tomorrow, but I just don't have the excitement that I used to have for it. So it'll feel kind of like maybe, once we start with the new year, it'll be like, there we go again with the old grind. But I'm going to try not to. I'm going to do shows and just try to have fun. And I'm going to, so maybe I should actually just talk again more about uplifting Star Trek. But Star Trek, but since it can be a downer sometimes. Well, I'm with you on the kneeling there, Lisa. Yeah, the kneeling was part of it. There were a few other things, but the kneeling crap was part of it for me. But they've also changed the game so much that it's just horrible. They should change the roughing the passer penalty to the touching the passer. Anyway, but that's another story. That's why baseball, 9 months of games and 9 months of games, 2 months of hot stove. Yeah. If I could get into baseball the same way I love the game of pro football, I would. It's a great, and believe me, because like you said, there's a lot more of it. Just this is the game I happen to love. I'm watching it now, and they can't even tackle without getting a penalty. So that's why I watch old NFL films footage from the 60s and 70s and 80s when I'm watching YouTube. Okay, Classic Comics. Like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might do a stream. I don't know. I have certain reasons why I don't do a stream on Sunday nights that I would have to go into that I have to explain. Jamalama, what's up? And I'm just not sure yet because there may be another stream I go on. I don't know if I'm going to start a stream. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. But right now, as it stands, I don't have anything planned. So Trek doesn't have any big-time downers, fortunately. But there are a couple of maudlin or definitely thoughtful and somewhat certainly not super. I hear you, Fanty. Not super, positive endings that have, which are some of the greatest endings of Trek are the ones that aren't all that positive. mean, take the ending of Sitting on the Edge of Forever. I don't have to tell you how that one goes. That's a brutal ending right there. The ending of Charlie X. Great episode. Very sad. Pretty much, Michael Beacom, they're going to have a penalty. Insulting the passer. 17,000 yards. It'll be like a 30-yard penalty for hurting the passers, fees, especially when it was Tom Brady. Balance of terror. The apple was positive, exactly. There were a lot of positive, upbeat endings. Balance of terror is one. Yeah, that's. Once in a while, they would tag on like a humorous little anecdote at the end of a pretty serious thing. Like, I mean, the Doomsday Machine is one of the top. It's the top 5, or it's one of the greatest episodes of them all. But it was pretty. It's a somber ending, considering we lost the Constellation, their whole crew, and then we lost the heroics of Captain Decker. I mean, Commander Decker, Commodore Decker. Sorry. You know, so much so that. I mean, it enraged Kirk, and he had to say,
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Piece of the Action was a very happy ending. It was a humor ending. That was a comedy episode, but I love it. Spacey was weird. I thought it was kind of maudlin, actually, if you think about it, Value. I mean, well, maybe that's because of what we know happens later, but he puts Khan on that planet. But let's just say let's say Wrath of Khan never happened. Let's say it never happened. Oh, CLS. That's very nice of you. Your channel is in my top 100 to listen. Oh, well, thank you so much. Top 10 to listen to? That's too kind. I appreciate that. I'm honored and flattered. CLS Studio, you have no idea. By the way, anyone out there listening on a download or a rerun or lurking now, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Sometimes, like an idiot, I forget. I'm old and senile, but I really, really do appreciate you listening. And please forgive me for forgetting to say it as much as I should. But thank you so much. You're extraordinary. Again, whether it's a rewatch or a download, as they say, or lurking, either, thank you. It's much appreciated. Anybody, if you are here and you're capable of it, some people listen without. You gotta understand the reason why there aren't always as many likes, or not just because someone's listening and they don't feel like hitting the like button. Sometimes they watch from other devices that they're not signed in and they can't hit a like. Sometimes they have some pretty somber endings that they attach a little joke at the end of it in Real Trek. Bang the rocks together, guys. Indeed. Boom. Boom. Indeed, Michael. Thank you. Yes, Private Little War has a humorous little ending. I mean, well, Private Little War doesn't. I'm sorry, the Apple does. Private Little War has a really disturbing, somber ending. Sandra, I'm sorry, I was thinking of the Apple for some reason. Yeah, because someone mentioned the Apple early. Again, senile. That's me. But see, and that's another thing. You know what? We don't, because we're reviewing all the other Treks, and not, like now we're reviewing Voyager every month. We don't get a chance to just sit and talk about original series Trek much. Not, by the way, I don't mind you mentioning any of the other Treks as long as they're real Trek. But yeah. And that brings another thing. I want to address something. I want to take a left turn a little bit and address something. For anybody who happens to maybe lurking and they don't. All right. It's come to my attention that someone who has lurked but not shown up. And by the way, I love you for your lurking no matter what. But because I happen to be I lurk sometimes myself on other channels. Apparently, someone lurked last week when I did this open show, and I said that we're only talking about real Star Trek here. The 735, the 66 through 05. And by the way, it is my channel. I decide what we will and won't talk about. That doesn't mean I haven't talked about that fake Trek the longest time. Yeah, I love the ending of Shore Leave, big time, Stephen M. Well, anyway, when I said last week in a mostly a tongue in cheek manner that I said we're only talking about real Trek, not illegit Trek, and what makes the others illegit from because I said so. I did say that. I've said it a few times before. So I guess I need to come clean about it because some people have childlike responses to things that don't understand facetiousness and tongue in cheekness. I fully admit that I don't decide anything for anybody else but myself. So when I say because I say so, now on this channel, what goes on this channel is my say so. That's my words final. If I decide I don't want something talked about on this channel, it won't get talked about. And I expect anyone with their own channel to have that same authority. Why wouldn't you, right? If it's your own channel. But as far as when I say we're not talking about that because I say so, again, that's not, this person took exception to that. There's something wrong with me saying that. Well, I've talked about that crap before. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. So that night, I particularly just didn't want to talk about it. But when I say I called legit Trek, I said, what legit Trek? Why is this legit and it isn't? Because I say so. That is facetiousness. And the reason it's facetiousness is because I don't control anybody. And I don't desire to control anybody. So I joke around, sure, and say, hey, real Trek is this, and that's not real Trek. It's not legit Trek. But someone out there, I'm not going to name a name, and if they're hearing this now, they'll know who they are because they said it on a friend's channel. And it's fine, by the way. I'm not angry with this person. I like this person, but I just think they were being a child. When they called me a child for saying, because I say so. Because there's such, and if you really are that limited, then you are being a moron. Because obviously, I can't tell you what to think or what to write or anything. It was me you said CLS? I don't think so. Definitely wasn't you. Unless you said it somewhere else that I don't know about. If you were on a friend's channel or, an acquaintance's channel or whatever. So I don't think it was you. But yes, in other words, obviously, if you like whatever you like and I don't like it, too bad. I mean, if I call it the filth, which I do, I know CLS. I know you're kidding. I get you. See, I can understand jokes. CLS, this person cannot apparently, or doesn't like jokes. Although this person jokes around a lot himself, so I don't know why he can't think. I mean, it's just unless he's just being disingenuous and just wants to, and he could talk about me. I don't care. But I have to clear it up because he may be listening and he might be getting angry with me now. I don't really give a shit. But I'm just saying that obviously you can like whatever you want to like. But when I decide, hey, tonight we're talking about this, that's what we're talking about here. And if someone mentions it in the chat, I'm not going to ban you from the chat or something. I'm just going to go, well, I'm not talking about that. Or I might change my mind and decide to talk about it. Who knows? But remember, we are here because of the invention of what I call fake Trek or the filth. In 2009, that's why I started my show. So I guaranteed that person, it's not like I've never addressed the subject or ever talked about it before. I've talked about it many times. That's true. And it's a good point made by Fanti. He says, remember, only Mark D with a C is contractually obligated to 100% agree with Clobby. Exactly. Other than him, everyone has freedom of speech and freedom of belief. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone might think I'm being serious, and I own Mark D with a C, and I own his will. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about being facetious. So what I said last week was we're only going to talk about real deal Trek here. The 735, no filth, nothing after 2005, because that's not legit Trek. And then I followed it up with saying, and who makes that decision? Me, because I say so. I said that. And that got taken seriously. As if I could have, even if I believed that, or even if I were saying it serious, how am I going to enforce it? And I'll say to that person, I'm definitely not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I do know that I'm I wouldn't be capable of enforcing such a thing, even if I really think if I really wanted to. And I don't really care enough to want to. I mean, I wish, yeah, of course, I wish that garbage never existed, and I wish that we didn't have to deal with the existence of airsat's drivelly Trek that is my opinion is not legit Trek. In my opinion. Remember, I said in my opinion. Because when it comes down to it, it is my opinion, of course. If I say, for example, Sitting on the Edge Forever is a great episode, I don't have to follow up that statement with, in my opinion. You know that it's my opinion. I mean, it might be your opinion too, or it may not be. I don't know. Now, if you tell me you agree, that's your, like, let's say Michael Beacom says, yes, I agree, that's a great episode. Then I could say, Sitting on the Edge of Forever is a great episode, in my opinion, and in Michael Beacom's opinion, because he told me. Aside from that, I don't know, unless he tells me, unless you tell me. So I speak, if I don't know why, it's just to save someone's stupid feelings, I have to, and their tender little fifis, I have to go, this is a great, or this is not great, in my opinion. Sure, if I say something sucks, it's my opinion. It should be taken for granted. And there you go. Exactly, Stephen. Wait. Are you saying you're not a member of the Q continuum? Exactly. So, when I say, I promise you, again, I'm not claiming to, be any kind of an all-knowing anything. I'm just, I know some things, and there are plenty of things I don't remember anymore, or never learned. But I can just tell you that if I say that's not legit Trek because I say so, who cares what I say? If you don't agree, whatever, man. Well, thank you. And like I said, some agree, some don't. Could not be reached. I hear you. Some agree, some don't. Yeah, and you know what? I don't even mind debating it. For example, if we were going to set up a time, and by the way, and CLS and others, I've had this argument with a lot of people publicly. I mean, not so much on YouTube. I've only been on YouTube about 4 years. I was doing this 11 years before that. So we had all the fights when it was closer to relevance. Because remember, the bad reboot, sucker to hideout TV shows and all that bullshit. Yes, a lot of YouTube channels talk about it, like STD and those things, and do videos of P Hard and all that crap, and Strangled New Worms. But those shows they're not that, outside of geek spheres, they're not that significant because they don't get a lot of ratings and not a lot of people watch them. They're definitely something that needs to be talked about. Don't get me wrong, but they're not as big as original real deal Trek and any of the real deal Trek. They're just not, and they're never going to be. They have to be addressed by fans, sure. But back when the garbage movie came out in 2009 and the other subsequent garbage movies in 13 and 16 or whatever, they were being talked about quite a bit, and I engaged in a lot of conversations about those things. So much so that I just don't even care about doing it so much now. So when I do Saturday Night Star Trek, I personally, unless I change my mind or want to have say, hey, everybody, come in. And let's have a conversation about that crap, which, as you all know, Raquel would not enjoy. And I wouldn't either, really. I don't like it that much. I don't like talking about it all that much. Unless I do that, I want to keep this channel about talking about real Trek and real Trek only. And that is what I say. I mean, because it's my channel, I decide what we talk about, what we don't talk about. Hello there, Kitty Bear. Welcome, my friend. Happy New Year to you. He says Picard and Star Trek Discovery are the best Star Trek ever not watched by me. Yeah, you ain't missing much, my friend. Yeah. So the whole point, I had to go there because I'd forgotten that this happened last week. And it was meaningless. But it did make me think. I wouldn't have mentioned it other than it made me think. I started thinking about going, well, all I did was make a crack about how it's because I say so. And if you can't know, if you're that, because and this person said, I'm basically coming from the mentality of a child if I said that. Like when you say because I say so, this idiot took it seriously. Well, you're the child. And this person's well old enough to know better because this person's not a Gen Zer, not of that generation that doesn't understand nuance. I've talked to this person before. This person has intelligence, and yet showed none in this case. He simply could have laughed it off and said, yeah, it was just Clobby being silly. Because if I want to talk about, if I think it's real Trek, I can think it is all I want. Well, of course you can. I don't care what you think. I like you, but I don't care. I mean, you can. Again, my decision last week was we're just going to talk about what I call real Trek. And if you guys, anybody wants to talk about that other stuff, feel free. You can start a channel. And by the way, I'll visit you if you say, hey, I'm starting a channel. You want to come on and talk about that fake crap? Yeah, I might join you if I have the time. Now, number one's different. Raquel's different. She hates it so much she won't even talk about it. And I understand that. I respect it. I don't blame her one bit. Don't blame her one bit. So I wanted to get that out because I've been thinking about it all week. I just wanted to put it out there on the airwaves so it would be there in case this person hears this. Probably won't, but if he does, and look, again, no animosity. I just think it's one thing if he just kind of was goofing off at me about it, but he actually called it childish and said I was look. And by the way, I'm a childish sumbitch a lot of times, but that wasn't childish. That was me being unless childish is being facetious, then maybe that is, but. In other words, it seemed to me like he believed that I actually meant that in a serious way, which makes him an imbecile. I'm sorry. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say the name of the person, but you are a friggin' idiot if you think I was really being 100% serious when I said, I say so. You are a moron if you really think that. And if you're hearing me, too bad. I don't care. Happy New Year's, Dad Man, the Dad Man clan, my friend. Good to see you there, buddy. And incidentally, not only do I not care, hey, Brian Hepburn, good to see you, buddy. I'm not going to ever debate you about it. I would have, and so don't, you can challenge me to the cows come home. I'm not going to fall into that either. I might have entertained a conversation with you about it at some point, but not when you act like the way you did. You go behind my back on a friendly acquaintance's show, and a friend show, an acquaintance is a good person, and then talk like that. Yeah, that you should know better. Yeah, no. You can go bad mouth me somewhere else, but not, and I don't care. All right, so good to see you, Dad Man. I apologize, everyone, for going over that, including those lurking, unless you're the one I'm talking about and you know who you are. Then I by the way, and I wish you a happy New Year. And let you know, don't love you any less, but I just had to throw that out at you that you were being a dumbass. In fact, the captain would like to speak to you.
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Yeah. Now, I've been wanting to focus on that, so I haven't seen a lot of your chats. I apologize. I'm going to get back on your chats now. In fact, we could just make this a Trek Talk night where we talk about anything, but of course, I'll just read chats. We'll just talk chats tonight, really. Steven says, it's so true. There are some shows that I like that you stated in the past that you don't care for, but it doesn't prevent either us from respecting each other's opinions. Yeah, and there's the thing about that. Something that I firmly believe, Steven, is that even if I savage something that you happen to like, one, don't take it personally. You're still my friend. In fact, you're so much my friend. All you could tell me, go screw. I liked it. Screw you, you fat pig. And I'll laugh. I won't care. I'll say, well, yeah, fair enough. Who am I to tell you what to like? And the same goes for that person who didn't like me saying that. Who am I to tell you what to like or to talk about? I just didn't want to talk. I think he was mad because I chose that I didn't want to talk about that on my show that night. He's being a big baby, basically. And so, it's like, hey, we didn't really need to talk about that. But you can talk about it anywhere. You don't need to come over here and talk about it. I don't really, like I say, I do not talk about it that much. I touch on it once in a while. I'm certainly not going to do a dedicated show about it. Let's see. So, now, let's see. I want to go back. I'm trying to watch some of the chat now. I'll start watching it a little bit better now. I wanted to get that out of there. And as I don't know if many of you've done this, but it's easier to focus when you kind of stay laser focused and you don't see all the you can't which costs me seeing a lot of stuff in the chat, and I feel bad about that always, but I need to focus. And being a child, I don't focus well. So I don't really watch others' opinions on Star Trek. What is y'all's opinion on strangled dude worms? And that's a fair question. Again, like I said last week, I wasn't ready to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about what I call fake Trek. But CLS, you're a nice person and you haven't come in belligerent and you don't know us that well. So I will answer that question. I personally hate Strange New Worlds. I find it to be the worst and the most insulting of all, including I hate P. Hard all 3 seasons. I think they're rotten. I think and the defenders of season 3, some people whom I love dearly and think are great, wonderful people. I don't agree with them on their defending season 3. I'm astonished that they like it. The only thing I'll concede is it's not as bad as the first 2 seasons, but that doesn't mean a whole lot to me. That means nothing to me. Stephen M. says, sorry, Clobby, I thought it didn't go through, so I put no, not at all. Please please put it through. No, you're good. But CLS Studio, basically, and I did look. I watched these things, except the only ones I haven't watched of all the fake Trek. To me, anything after 09 is fake, just so you know. I've watched, of course, the 3 garbage Jar Jar Abrams movies. I watched the only one I didn't watch all of was STD and well, I don't watch Lower Decks or Prodigy. I don't that crap either. But I watched first like half or chunk of STD of the first season, and I couldn't do it anymore. I've watched all of P. Hard, and I hate it. But I've watched all of Strangled and Worms, and I hate it the most because it is the one that attacks and insults, real deal original series more than any of them personally. It's more of an affront to real Trek than, well, if Next Generation were my favorite, then I would say I might say something different. I might feel differently about that. First, Penny, have a great night, my dear. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for being here, my dear. Let's see. Isn't Strangled New Worms the one where they hold the phaser backwards? No, that was STD. I remember seeing someone pointing that out. So I hate CLS. Basically, elaborate on your questions. I hate Strangled Dude Worms because it goes deeper. It not only destroys the character of Pike and really disgraces Spock. It disgraces all these older characters that don't belong on the Enterprise at that time and what have you. It's just a big, absolute screw you to the original series. Far more insulting. STD does take its shots and is insulting to the original series in some ways, but Strangled Dude Worms is a worse insult to the original series, in my opinion. And I have watched it all because, I do believe if you're going to talk about it, you should inform yourself. Like, for example, I stopped even talking about, I didn't want to talk about STD, so I didn't bother watching it. I said, I don't need it. Don't need that in my life. I wanted to kind of know what was going on P. Hard, so I suffered through all of it so I could know. Strangled Dude Worms, I wanted to know what was going on so I could, give it so I could understand it. And so I have sat through all of them. And I'm Value of Nothing. It says it well here. The Spock stuff on SNW made me ill. It makes me want to. It makes me ill and angry. It's absolutely horrific what they did to Spock on their show. Yeah, it just. Wagner says I never watched SNW beyond the first episode. That was all I needed. No, you're right. What they did to Captain April, what they did on what they did to Spock in that one, and later ones, what they did to all of just every episode shits on the original series and more and more. Yeah. I hate it. Parker says, Clobby, who's your favorite bridge character from the Cage unaired pilot of the original series? I love number 1. I love Majel Barrett's number 1 character. I thought she was great. She's my favorite easily from the Cage. Maybe Pike's my favorite, maybe, but as far as favorite bridge character for not counting Pike would be number 1 on the Cage. Love it. I love that one, Parker. Yeah, and the Cage is my number 1. Raquel's favorite episode, and I can understand it. Wagner, I've never even watched the first episode. These were the same fools who brought us STD, so I knew already it was gone. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No question. Look, I'm never one that says you should watch something. I'm saying if you're going to go into the arena of speaking about it, if you're going to speak publicly about it or put forth any arguments about it, I think you should watch it. But if you have nothing staked in it like that, like I do a show and people ask me about it, so I watch. You should. There's no reason you should sit through that crap unless you just want to. I mean, I'm one of these fools that no matter how bad something is, I mean, I've even sat through new Doctor Who. That's how ridiculous I am. That's what I'm one of those fans that will sit through just about anything. Even I have my breaking point, I guess. But yeah, CLS, Clobberin Times, DS9 or TNG. We of course, since we're reviewing Voyager now on our regular shows. Wes Cagle, good to see you. We've reviewed TNG and DS9. We've done all these in order. CLS, I don't know if you're familiar with our regular Saturday Night Star Treks. It starts back regular next week, where number 1 is here, and we start back our reviews. We're in the 4th season of Voyager. Personally, I used to like DS9 better than TNG. I'm hardcore original series. I have to admit that. I'm one who was more of a critic of TNG when it first came on, and then later throughout the years. I didn't watch a lot of DS9 back in the 90s. Just full disclosure, didn't watch Voyager much. I watched B5. I was a Babylon 5 junkie. Love that. It wasn't until later into the 2010s that I decided to go up. Although I did love Enterprise when it first came on. I went back somewhere in the 2010s and watched all of DS9 in order a couple times, and then watched Voyager even, and then did a re-dive back into TNG. So personally, TNG is closer to what I think Roddenberry's vision of Star Trek is, about a ship out there exploring space. DS9 is kind of not really what Roddenberry would have wanted, a show about war. Rob Altus, my friend, good to see you. I think it's an okay show. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I learned to like it. And I watched it a couple times through, and I generally like DS9 and its characters. I like it. I think, in my opinion, of the two characters of the two shows of the same type, I believe Babylon 5 is a better show. Personally, that's just my opinion. Good. Happy New Year to you, Rob Altus. I'm glad to see you. However, just recently when we've gone back on our review watch of TNG and then DS9, it was a rougher thing to sit there and actually have to go and have to review each episode piece by piece. I think I'll probably slightly lean towards TNG because it is what Roddenberry wanted to do, episodic show exploring space. Hey, Jonah Hex, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Happy New Year. For a show like DS9, which is a war drama, a space war drama or soap opera, I don't think Star Trek needed to be that. But I still like the characters. That doesn't mean I don't think it was a good show. I do, for the most part, with a lot of not so great episodes, I must say, now that I've dissected it that way. But I like them both, but I'd probably go TNG because it's more about what Star Trek should be. And more, so it's definitely far more science fiction. DS9 is not a lot of science fiction involved. It's in a science fiction trapping, and it's a soap opera, a war soap opera, war politics, and I hate all the religious stuff with the Bajorans personally. Whereas they handled it much better on B5 personally. So yeah, I mean, I have to say that's a good question though. And it's not that I don't like both. I do like them. And it's weird because now, again, when I think about this, now that we've gone through the way we're doing it, reviewing all the series, for those who don't know, again, except for tonight and last week when we're doing these open Trek shows, every week, starting in January of 2021, number 1 and I started on this mission to review all of real Star Trek 66 through 05. And we reviewed the original series. We did 4 episodes a night. Then we would stop at the end of a season, look back on the season and evaluate it, then go for another season. Then we did the animated series. Then we did the original crew films, TNG series, the TNG films, the DS9. And now we're, like I said, we're just we're about to start. We're in the middle of somewhere toward the middle of season 4 of Voyager, and after that we'll do Enterprise. So this week will be starting on. Will have been 3 years ago that we started this. So, and again, bear in mind we're reviewing mostly at four episodes a week, and we're going to still be another year doing it. It looks or more doing it. So it's an epic. It was an epic journey, but it is interesting reviewing the show in this fashion, and it does change things. It does make you look at things a bit differently, and you have to be more honest because it's not. Well, it's one thing just to watch a show and binge it. No, that was great, and if you binge it all together, episodes blend together. When you break them piece by piece, some of the episodes, especially when it comes to some of the ones in TNG or DS9 or Voyager, it's because they're not episodic television like the original series. Sometimes they're tougher to appreciate, if you will. But thank you, Rob. You're too kind, man. I appreciate the nice words, buddy. It's good to see you, my friend. And personally, as someone who does admit the bias toward the original series, I want Star Trek to be what Roddenberry had intended it to be. Not, the term "wagon train to the stars" was just something that was used to sell it back then. I wanted it to be science fiction, and episodic science fiction with a crew, and sort of with almost except for having recurring characters, an anthology in terms of the way it tells its stories. So. And that's what I love about the original series, the standalone stories. And TNG, to its credit, was mostly that. Didn't have always the greatest stories, but they had some very good ones. And then when you get into that, then you have to have the characters that you really love that do help. And I love the original series characters, especially the triumvirate, the Trinity, Kirk, Spock, McCoy. And so if you're a TNG fan or anything else, you're going to have to love the characters. I wasn't as big on those characters, but they're fine. In a good story, they work out. But obviously, for a lot of people that started with TNG, that's their favorite. So a lot of people love it the most. See, Liz says, I'm gonna have to watch all your reviews going for. Oh, well, that's too kind. They're all in the playlist, the Star Trek playlist. So thank you. You're too kind. I appreciate that. And like I said, we have fun doing it though. And when we review them, like I said, we start back next week. Raquel and I never consort with each other at all. We never consult. What we think. We find out what we think of the episode organically, right when she's reading the synopsis of it each week when we're reviewing them. So, well, there's truth to that, Wes Cagle. Gene Roddenberry did love the brilliant movie Forbidden Planet, and you could see a lot of Trek in there. Absolutely. I mean, well, a lot of Forbidden Planet in Trek, I should say, right? Chevrolet said, as an aside, Star Trek STNG is, in my opinion, the best pinball machine ever. I think they did have a pinball machine of that, right? There was a pinball machine of the original, too. Or was it the motion picture? There was a motion. No, I think it was a Star Trek, the motion picture pinball machine, right? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, but hey, Fiona, what's up? The wonderful Princess Fiona's here. How's it going? Happy New Year to you, dear. Good to see you. She says it gets tiring enduring a 3-hour story stretched over 12 hours. Yes, yeah, oh yeah. It starts to become really tedious. I just want to watch a story with a beginning, middle, and end. That's why again, television changed. It's not just those shows, but yeah, Fiona. That's one of the benefits, or one of the things that the original series benefits from, being from an era of episodic television. And it's funny how when you watch when television was almost all episodic, there were times when I kind of wish there was a little continuity in there, because I read comics, and comics had, at some point, if you were reading Silver, Bronze Age, Marvel, or DC comics, they had continuity. So I would watch episodic television and love it, but I would go, man, they need some continuity in this. Well, you kind of got to be careful what you wish for, because eventually everything swung the other way from TV, and almost all, TV fiction and TV storytelling became, I don't want to say soap opera-esque, but yeah, maybe a little. Kind of. Steven says, I remember being truly impressed by the technology that TNG introduced into the Star Trek universe. I enjoyed most of the series, but yeah, there were some misses too. Oh yeah, look, even I, who was back when the Next Generation first appeared, I was pretty excited about it. I mean, again, in my early 20s, loved the original, for the first 20 years of the existence of the Star Trek idea, if you will, it was all about one show. So I thought, another crew 100 years later, or whatever it is later, 80 something years later, whatever it is, that's okay. I'm game. So I watched Encounter at Farpoint and I liked it. I watched it over and over again. I was hooked there. Then of course the first season had a lot of. From there on, the first season was a bit clunkery, but I still will stand to this day and say I really liked Encounter at Farpoint. I thought it was a pretty damn good pilot. Solid. It did a lot of the things a pilot's supposed to do, and it did them fairly well, in my opinion. But, and also, by the way, at that point, there wasn't a lot of continuity to worry about. It was never, fortunately, it never really became this big soap opera like DS9 was. And there were some pretty good stories down the road. It was clunky. It was a really bumpy road for the first two seasons. And the third season, they started having some really consistent, really good stories. Obviously, and most people who were fans of TNG will tell you that. And luckily, because it was syndicated, it didn't get immediately eradicated from a cutthroat, network schedule. So that helped it. But they were early on. A lot of those people on that show didn't think the show was going to last. They thought it was going to get canceled pretty quick, but just got weird. Didn't happen that way, and became pretty big. Picard and Riker is no Kirk. No, nobody. When there's no Kirk, yeah, there is no Kirk but Kirk. Lobby's law indeed. Thank you, Finity. Apparently, I make the laws of the land and the universe. If I really get to make the laws of the land and the universe, I'm going to have me some fun, is all I know. Michael Beacom, thank you for the super chat. You are too kind, my friend. I really do appreciate that. I'm honored. He says, for me, Trek Classic is summed up by framed print blow up from where no man has gone before of the Enterprise sailing towards the energy barrier. Love it. Flying full speed straight into the unknown. Yes. I love that episode. That's a topper. Yes. Indeediousness. I'll take it. Infinity. Yep. Clobby's Law is there. and appreciate you. Parker says, last Saturday night I had asked of one's favorite villain of each series. But what I was trying to find out was, did TNG's fans like Kevin Oxbridge in the Survivors episode, season 3? He was very cute. Yeah, that guy was great. And that episode was great. Survivors was one of the early third season episodes. Yeah, that was a great story. Yeah. That guy was brilliant. Yeah. They were similar to the Q, his race. Yes. You do exist, Finity. I can prove it. So, that was an excellent episode, though. So yeah, so it's just and like Fiona had mentioned earlier, standalone episodes, stories with a beginning, a middle, and end. Again, so much of the great television obviously almost all of the great television, if not all, I should probably just say all, 50s, 60s, 70s, television was all standalone stories, tight scripts, unless it was a soap opera. And the best of those was Dark Shadows, of course, right? Am I right? But somehow at some point it got, I don't know. It's strange because, of course, as you know, Babylon 5 did make it on television right before DS9 did. But Babylon 5 just did a better job of having closed stories in a in an arc fashion. Although it was slightly clumsy in the first season, and boy, that pilot, man, there's an example of a pilot that did not work. The Gathering, Babylon 5. I almost didn't want to watch the series after I saw The Gathering, but I did anyway, and I'm glad I did. I stuck with the first season. But there was a show that, even though it had continuity running through it, Fiona, for an example, you're talking about a beginning, middle, and end, they managed to do a pretty good job of giving you solid episodes that didn't just leave you hanging. I mean, they left threads hanging, but still, a lot of the times they did a pretty good job of giving you a solid episode. Just as Buffy did in its early years too. They had arcs, but Buffy did a great job of having arcs and standalone story episodes, which I really like. I don't mind you having an arc if you tell me some good standalone stories. And then it just turns out all my favorite episodes of Buffy, for example, were the standalones. Just to use that as an example, I guess I'll get laughed at for liking Buffy, but I thought that was a great show. Indeed, Narat, it did indeed. B5 is one of the best shows ever. Agreed, Fiona. Because he had 5 years worth of stories. Same with Buffy and Angel. Yeah. Now, again, he didn't know he was going to get to do 5 years. So he kind of truncated a Shadow War a little bit when he thought he was getting only 4 years. He had to shove a lot of things into that fourth season, Straczynski, and then later he got a fifth season, and I didn't mind. I liked the fifth season. I thought it was all right, but it was, if the network, they not so much, not network, but the syndicators or whoever it was, or whoever was doing this to him, had allowed him to breathe and told him and stuck by the 5-year deal, it would have been better. And he had the movies too. Michael Beacom says, my military buddies and I disagree on best captain. I say Kirk. They all say Picard because Kirk's crew loses. But Picard lets crystal mass murdering creatures live on. Not Kirk. What? I don't even understand that. Well, I have a very dear friend who's a military man that knows Kirk is the best. And I don't, like I say, what military guys I know like Trek, and I know a few, although, again, I love you all military people, know that Kirk is the best, and Kirk has even said, I'm a soldier, not a diplomat. All I can do is tell you the truth. Picard's not a warrior, not a soldier. He's just a pansy. He's a bureaucrat as far as I'm concerned. So anyone that says Picard's better than Kirk, hey, I may not be able to, I may not know more about the military than you do, but I'll take you on any day when it comes to the argument of Kirk versus Picard, because it's not even close. And as Kirk himself told Picard, I was out saving the universe while your grandfather was in diapers. Let's see. Says Clobby likes Wesley and would never make fun of him for that. Okay. I have to let him say that because he's Eric. No one has been able to balance episodic with long form like JMS. He had several trapdoors built in for every character in every season. They don't make them like him. No, he did such a nice job. It still scares the hell out of me that he tried to do it still scares the hell out of me that he almost stuck us with a stupid CW remake of B5. No freaking way, man. We don't have that. We don't want that ever. Oh, please. I don't anyway. Maybe you all do. I don't. Picard is a Greenpeace captain. Kirk is a military man. Exactly, Fiona. Yeah, Picard's a pansy. I used to call him Captain Conference. I mean, they're under full-scale attack and they go, conference. It calls a conference. Yeah. No, thank you. Who do you want? When the chips are down, who do you want running your ship? Mr. Bureaucrat Picard or the great Captain James T. Kirk? I don't think there's any contest. He said they see Kirk as an adventurer, Picard as more responsible, but I see Picard as a bureaucrat. So do I. He's a bureaucrat. Kirk is an adventurer. He's like Horatio Hornblower. He's a man of action, but here's the thing. He is a man of action when it's needed. I don't think a lot of people make this mistake about Kirk because I just don't think they're paying attention. While it's true, there are many times Kirk will dam the torpedoes, where Kirk will. It's just when he knows it's time to do so. There have been countless times where James T. Kirk approached things in a thoughtful manner, in an intelligent fashion. He never went off. Kirk, he never went off. Never jumped the gun on anything. I mean, he made mistakes like any other person, but Kirk usually was very reasonable and just strategically. It's not even close. He would run rings around Picard strategically. Kirk also is a far better decision maker. Kirk, yes, he takes chances because he knows he has to. But there have been plenty of times where Kirk makes the intelligent solution. You want a case in point? One of the greatest episodes ever, The Devil in the Dark. Kirk decides he is going to kill that thing that he doesn't know yet that's called a Horta because it's too dangerous. Spock wants to save it, and Kirk says, no, we're going to blast that sucker because he's dangerous. That's that. Well, what happens when the chips are down? When Kirk is being faced by that thing, Kirk starts to look into it. He starts to think. He's not just a mindless warrior. He's not a mindless anything. His intellect takes over, and he sees that this might be an intelligent being. Maybe we can open communications. And what does Spock do when he learns Kirk is faced? Kill it, Captain. I thought you were the one who wants to save it. Jim, your life is in danger. But Kirk doesn't do it. So don't tell me Kirk is just a shoot first, ask questions later. He's not ready, fire, aim. He never was. And the people who always say that shit about Kirk don't know anything about Kirk. I don't think they ever watched the show. They just say because Kirk does fight when he has to, because Kirk will shoot if he has to, because he's not afraid to go into action. Somehow he doesn't take the intelligence course when he has to. But Kirk always takes the thoughtful course first. He is a warrior poet. Exactly, Princess. Kirk always takes the thoughtful approach first. Sure, when he has to, he'll kill. Look, even when he was going after the Klingons on Organia, he tells Spock, we'll try to take it easy, but if the situation calls for it, we kill. You understood? And Spock says, understood, Captain. If they have to kill, he will. Kirk was always doing the intelligent thing, the smart thing. That's why he exists. And yes, there were times when he wasn't perfect like anyone else, but he had Spock and he had McCoy there helping him a lot of the times. And there were times when his intuition and gut were better than Spock's cold logic, and other times when Spock's logic benefited him very much. So these idiots who say that Picard's more thoughtful than Kirk are dumbasses. You know what they are? And Kirk should tell them himself.
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
The anti-Kirk people have always aggravated me. Sorry. Yes, Kirk was emotional and volatile at times. He made mistakes at times. Like any other character. But he had the guts. And he had the smarts. He's smarter, as far as I'm concerned, he's smarter than Picard. Because he knew sometimes you have to fight. I mean, that's just life. That's just reality. He knew it. He didn't prefer it. He wasn't someone. Kirk was not a violent man by nature that just wanted to fight everything that he saw. But sometimes he knew you had to. Now, of course, with Finnegan, it's different. That some bitch deserved an ass whipping, didn't he? Exactly. Kirk was tactical, strategic, and diplomatic, combined with experience and intuition. Thank you, Fiona. And he got that through being in Starfleet for 10 years. Real Kirk, not the stupid ass, dumb ass, moronic bullshit. What's his face? Chris Pine, piss Pine idiot who in the Idiot 09 movie became the captain in 2 minutes. He went from being a dumbass cadet to a dumbass captain by the end of one movie, which was horse shit. Real Kirk, as we know from his history, served on a couple of ships before he became the captain of the Enterprise. with distinction. Watch Court Martial and look at the. Look how decorated he was. So don't give me this crap about Kirk being just a soldier, just being a cowboy. I can't stand all that bullshit about Kirk just being a cowboy. Sometimes you got to be a cowboy, and he knew how to be one, but he was also a smart captain. Yeah, and fake, stupid ass, piss pine Kirk is not goddamn Kirk. What's up, Mark D?
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Is something I said?
Yes,
Everyone.
you were bad mouthing James T. Kirk and saying that you like Picard better. Don't tell me you weren't.
Oh my goodness gracious!
No, you weren't.
I would never say that. Yeah.
Sorry.
Hail to everyone. Yep.
What's up, buddy? Welcome to.
I'm just popping
sorry.
in cold. No, that's okay.
I needed to buzz off about that because I never get to do that much. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say I don't know what the context is, so I'm just popping in. We're hanging out with the family. So.
Oh, cool. Were you hanging out?
Hanging out. Yeah.
Hanging out with family, having ourselves a party. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were having a party. Yep.
Good. Yeah. So no, it came up that people always talk about how they think because Kirk's just the old cowboy argument, which is just not true. Yeah. Kirk is smart.
There's some cowboy in him, obviously.
No, he's cowboy in him for sure, but not.
Yeah.
There are people that use it. Here's the thing. Let me tell you where that rant came from, everybody. I'll give you I'll give you some context to that rather childish rant of mine. In the late 80s, after the Next Generation had been around 2, 3, 4 seasons, what have you, there became I don't know if any of you remember these arguments. Oh, did the Lions get the ball? No. Lions lose. Sorry, JT Kirk. Herc 130. What's up, Herc? JT Kirk, I'm sorry, man. That's what they shouldn't miss that stupid. Oh man, they shouldn't have missed that.
I didn't watch any of the sports balling tonight. Was it a close game?
Yeah, it looks like it's about. They tried an onside kick, couldn't get it. Looks like they're about done. Sorry, I think the Lions have had it. I don't know for sure, but they had a crazy. Well, I only see it. I can't hear it. But anyway, let me get back to the show. Here, let me give you all some context on that rant about Kirk. Were any of you Trek fans in the 80s when the Next Generation was starting to hit some prime popularity? It's over. Lions lose 20-19. They're still doing okay. They still got the division. They won the division. So
they'll be in the playoffs. Yep.
Oh, yeah, they won the Super Bowl
against the Browns.
There's this. There was this thing going on. You remember this, Michael Beacom, probably. Then thank you, Wagner. Okay, people. Look, I didn't mind people liking the Next Generation. I was critical of it, but I thought it was okay. I liked it to an extent, but nothing touches the original Trek for me. So I was hypersensitive about it and much more volatile than I am even now. So we got a lot of this. This became sort of the conventional non-wisdom, because it wasn't wisdom at all. People, was basically that the original series is just about action and they're a bunch of cowboys, and the new show is more about it's more cerebral.
I knew you were going to say cerebral. Having $100.
They used to say
cerebral.
But that wasn't me. That was the people that would where the argument started to split fan, and people were like, "Well, the new series is just so superior to the original." They even had a line in a movie I love Wayne's World, but that was a bullshit line where Wayne says, "It's like Star Trek: The Next Generation. It'll never be as popular as the original. Even though it's superior to the original, it'll never be as popular." Screw you, Wayne. It's not superior. Not in any way. TNG is not in any way superior to the original series. None. By the way, if you like it better, we don't have to ever have to argue about it. That's cool, but it's not superior. So I got in this argument with a lot of people. Well, the original series it was more just like an action show, and the oh, did we have an F-bomb in the chat? We'll take care of that. Oops, man. Well, just as long as you nuke it.
Only whoever
Fiona.
Whoever. Only the mod can take their own chat out, or
Okay, well, if you could nuke that for me, Fiona, I appreciate it. It gets me in trouble with the algorithm. So,
Just put frack.
yeah. So, anyway, they have. I mean, they have. They're always this argument, and I got in this argument a lot of times. And that it's more cerebral. It's it's so much more intelligent than the original series and all this kind of garbage. And Picard's thoughtful, Picard's smart, he's intelligent, and Kirk's just a barbarian and a cowboy and all this kind of horse crap. Anonymous gamer, hello there, welcome. So yeah, needless to say, thank you, Piona. I appreciate you. I understand things happen like that happen, but thanks for helping me out there. I appreciate you. You are beautiful and the coolest ever. Let's see here. Good to see you, gamer. Where am I? None. Oh, okay. Yep. I like to write these down. So anyway, I got sick of the argument. Had that argument lots of times with people, and it was just horse shit. So horse hockey.
There you go. 5 cents. It's a fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can get what I can get away with some words, but I definitely remember exactly. I definitely remember exactly of what it is you're talking about. Clobberin, Kirk versus Picard. Eventually went on to some point, including Cisco as well. Yeah, look, people can like. People are going to like the captain they got started with and whatever. That's fine. Look, I like, I kind of like Picard. My thing about Picard is this: in some episodes, he's really good. I think, and please don't tell number one on me. By the way, she hates Poopy Stew, so don't get me in trouble with number one, everybody. But I think in some episodes he's really good. He's just, I don't know. He's always could be kind of a pansy, but I mean, he's fine in a good story. I'm fine with him. He's just not my favorite. Cisco, I think, got written kind of screwed up sometimes, but for the most part, I really love Avery Brooks and I like Cisco a lot. Janeway, I love you, Katie. I'm sorry, I'm just not a Janeway guy. Archer, I love. I think Archer's fantastic. I think he's great. But the greatest Kirk, the captain of all time, of course, is James Tiberius Kirk. That's an opinion. By the way, the guy I was talking about earlier, who I'm not mentioning the name, dude, I understand that's an opinion. If you don't agree with it, don't cry to your mommy. I will admit that I didn't fully appreciate TOS until I reached adulthood, says Steven. I enjoyed TNG because I grew up watching it with my dad, and most of the episodes were pretty good. No, look, a lot of people like it. Again, even though I love original series better, I firmly understand other people have different series that they love the most. So that's fine. I have no problem with it. At least you're in the right universe. You're not like, I mean, look, even if you like STD the best, I would just go, really, dude? But that's about all. It's not like I could do anything to you. I wouldn't understand it, but I do understand loving the one that you grew up with the most. I have no problem with any of that.
Yeah,
no
judgment.
judgment.
How you watch something first, yeah. And there's a lot to like about TNG too. I mean, I've always, I grew up with TOS and like it a lot better. I think there's of course there's 7 seasons, so there's far more episodes, to start with, but there's very few episodes in TOS that are not up to snuff. I mean, you can count them on one hand, I think. But TNG, especially watching it back to back and analyzing it, just there's so much bad in that show. And it's just bad writing. It's not to say the characters are different. You knew they were going to go for a different type of captain, right? You can't, clone Captain Kirk. There can only be one Kirk. So, when we first saw Picard and he's, bald, middle-aged guy, we're like, oh my God. But then on the other hand, I could see where, Riker was the Kirk type character.
Yeah, we called him Rekirk.
Rekirk, right?
Yeah.
And Patrick Stewart was the cerebral, quote unquote, more intelligent Captain Kirk. But the fans who really paid attention to the show knew how smart Kirk was from, how intelligent he was in all the episodes. If you really know him, it's a caricature. He was chasing all the ladies, and it's just like the red shirts. The red shirts always die on the planet. It's one of those things where it becomes some. Scotty never said "beam me up, Scotty."
Yeah.
So, but there's just when Eric K wants brain and brain, what is brain? I guess, right? Yeah, that's definitely one of the. Do we have brain and we still have? Here we go.
Brain and brain. What is brain?
Yeah, even that episode holds up better. Yeah.
Fiona says, "Who in their right mind would put children on a starship?" Well, that was Roddenberry did. He did that. I mean, I wouldn't, but they figured longer missions. They go on, longer. They go out into space more, but it's not. It certainly proved.
I hated that.
It proved
I hated that
not
having
be a
kids
good
on the
idea.
ship.
Yeah,
I really
And
hated that.
as for Crusher not telling me he had a child, that was that stupid PR season 3. That was really stupid. Everything about that show is stupid, though. Let's see where got another one up here. Lisa says, I'm going to get to everybody if I can. Whatever iteration of Trek that gets someone to be a fan usually is that person's favorite. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you, Clubby. Of course, Voyager was my intro and allows me to experience years of missed content. Look, absolutely. Everybody starts in different places, and yeah. I mean, no. Here's the thing, but there was a short time. I don't know how. Maybe it was like throughout the '90s, a little bit there. Lisa and others that people seem to be disrespectful of the original series. In fact, they went through that a lot with not only Star Trek, but even like comic books, for example. People would would be reading certain modern comics, and they would be disrespectful of the Kirbys and the Kuberts and the Gil Kanes and the older artists of the world, because they have no respect for what came before. And I don't have any problem if someone grew up loving TNG and it's their favorite. But when they would, even if they don't want to watch the original, that's cool too. But when a lot of them would just say yup to the original show, and they would be disrespectful to the original series, and they would insult it to uplift their love of TNG, and that aggravated me because, hey, I would say, look, it's fine, you like that better, but without the original series, you would not have that show to like. And that's at least show the proper respect. You could say it's just not my bag. And hey, that's life. I'm not, if that's not your thing, what am I going to do? Try to force you to like? No. But at least if you don't love the thing that started, for example, even if I loved like Next Generation, it was my favorite, the first one, I would have a lot of respect for what gave it to me in the first place. And that, of course, is the original series. And back then, and this you don't hear this much anymore, but it was like a certain, I don't know, late 80s, maybe into the 90s even, where you heard a lot of disrespect for the original series and people saying how great the other ones are. And that's what made me kind of the way I am in terms of my anger occasionally, that still pops up once in a while for people who show no respect for the original series, and that I don't tolerate.
And I guess I heard that when I popped in.
Yeah, that was a remnant of it. It was a remnant of it because people like trashing Kirk for Picard. I just don't get into it. I don't like it, and I don't put up with it.
I mean, it's a fun thing. Which captain do you like better? Which captain is better? But if you're nice about it and do it in a respectful way, you're not trashing the other character. But I can see why some people like Patrick Stewart better. I mean, Data in many ways is another iteration of Spock, I would say. And I love the character Data, but he's still not Spock. But it's a great character, and he became more of his own character, as the series progressed. And Worf, what a fantastic character Worf turned out to be. Who would have thought that? And maybe Denise Crosby leaving the show actually helped that. And Crusher, she's okay character. She has her moments. Don't mention Sub Rosa. The Counselor is probably one of the worst characters, I think. And Riker, unfortunately, is saddled with that Rekirk problem. So
he was okay. I kind of like him. Yeah. I kind of liked him better than Picard, to be honest. At least he had more of a personality than Picard. He was just running around. It's fine that he run around. He's good at quoting Shakespeare and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
he's okay. He's okay. But even I, who hated seeing him destroyed like that 3-episode monstrosity called Picard did to him. The 3-season monstrosity called Picard did to him. Even though I'm sitting here saying Picard's not my favorite character, even I thought that was a disgrace, and it was humiliating for him.
Well, the first 2 seasons, just he wanted that. That was his personal
Oh, I know,
choice
he
to
brought it
have
on
those.
himself.
He wanted that, and he deconstructed Picard and made you not like the character. I always bring up my mother-in-law, I got to watch Star Trek TNG because of the guy that the Shakespearean actor, and she's an English teacher, and loved obviously loved Shakespeare and taught it for many years. So I kind of got her to watch it, and she ended up really liking TNG. And then when she watched, I didn't talk to her at all. And she said, and I said, Grammy, how did you like? I call her Grammy. How did you like the Picard series? I didn't want to say anything. She said, that was the most horrible thing I ever watched. I can't believe they did that to Patrick Stewart's character, Jean-Luc Picard. And because there was a running joke for years, I'd always buy action figures and toys of Picard, or just certain things. Like I bought her the facepalm sculpture from Think Geek, and we joke like, I hope Grampy doesn't get jealous of you, with the Captain Picard. And she's not a Trekker. She's watched all 7 seasons of TNG, and she couldn't stand what they did to his character. It's almost like what they, it's comparable to what they did with Luke Skywalker in those non-sequel sequels. So that's when you really don't like. I mean, I love who would you want? It's fun to have, like who's stronger, the Thing or the Hulk, or who's better, Picard or Kirk, and but without disrespecting the other character. I hate Kirk because he was a womanizer. He was a dummy. He was a double dumbass on you. Silly arguments, but for fans and things, that it's always fun to have that kind of. But you're right though. They were definitely making fun.
I think those contentious times are probably gone now. But some of us though who remember them I still feel the sting of them a little bit now. But I have seen that over the past, since social media, you don't see it as much. You hardly ever see it. Obviously, there are people who grew up liking whatever show better, and that's one thing. But one thing I've seen from even those people, like if they say I grew up loving TNG, that's my favorite, or DS9's my favorite, or Voyager's my favorite, whatever. I don't see them turning back around and backhanded slapping at the original series like they used to. Not them, but I mean, like people used to do. You don't see that anymore. But I still remember it. But to be fair to most people, don't seem to do it. Even if they might say, I never really got a chance to watch the original series that much. I've always meant to watch it one day. I haven't really seen it. That's fair enough. But there was a time when there was this strange, when people were getting into Trek because of the TNG and because of its, concurrent iterations, where people were being disrespectful of the original series or saying, I saw a little bit of it when I was a kid. It doesn't compare to now. That kind of crap I hated. And that, I don't think we're seeing that much anymore. I think now, if anything, that's kind of gone away. But I do remember it. And it's still once in a while, maybe it rears its ugly head and I don't like it. So I don't know if you remember it, but I remember it. So.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, definitely remember it. I think TNG's become successful enough on its own right. In the beginning, it was kind of like the old timers or the people who didn't want to see, that new crew. Thought leave Trek alone, and of course, bringing in Gene Roddenberry. Roddenberry doesn't own Star Trek; Paramount does. But when you read about it, they basically came to the right conclusion. We can't do Star Trek without Gene Roddenberry. So they eventually, hashed out a deal to bring Gene on, and they are great characters, but there was a lot of contention there. I think that's why they had McCoy on that first cameo as the admiral who didn't want to get beamed over, coming across. And it was a great cameo, just giving us old school fans and something to say, hey, this is a continuation. It's not a reboot. It's just telling the story in the future. So it eventually did win us over, and Cannon Farpoint was a good episode, good story, I thought.
I loved it.
Yeah, so it did, and I remember watching that in my college dorm room with a 13-inch color TV with the rabbit ear antennas and pulling him around to try to get reception that wasn't fuzzy. It was a struggle just to get regular TV back in the day. The struggle was real, and my roommate was a big Star Trek fan too. And yeah, we a lot of it we thought, you look back at it, there's a lot of things that are awkward about it, and uh, the TOS hits the ground running right from the start. There's no, they have those characters nailed, and it took a while before TNG. I think the third season or the one episode I really liked was the conspiracy episode. Was at the end of the first season. I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
my
Yes.
episodes. Where I'm
Called
like, oh, this
Conspiracy.
actually,
It's the last episode of the first season. That's great.
yeah, I'm like, this actually has some potential here. This could be good.
Yeah.
So
It was good.
But-
I like that one.
I do have an old article I dug up, so I didn't know what we'd be, doing
Well,
tonight.
I'm gonna address some of these some not super.
Oh, shit,
some of
go
these,
for it, go for
star
it.
chats for a second.
Yep, do
Unless it
that. Yep.
dovetails with what you're just talking about.
And I found some old newspaper articles that I clipped, and my mom used to clip articles for me.
I
So
will get to those in a minute. I just
get
wanna
those
knock these
after.
out real
Yep,
quick.
knock them
A
out.
few
Yeah.
things. Yeah, Shooter. I remember this quote. I quoted it earlier, and I don't agree with it. I love the movie, but I wanted to punch Michael Myers in its throat when he said, "While in many ways superior to the original, Star Trek: Next Generation will never be as recognized as the original series." That's not. Yeah, he says it's like Star Trek: The Next Generation. While in many ways superior to the original, it'll never be recognized as the. When it's superior, it'll never be recognized as the original. He was wrong, and he deserved his face punched in for that. But I'm petty that way.
Metaphorically.
Yes, metaphorically, of course. Michael Myers. I'm just goofing around, of course. Value Nothing says Picard's speech in Measure of Man was awesome, but he was very often. Yeah, he was good at the speeches. I'll give him that. No, I'm with you. That was a wonderful speech. Value of Nothing. And there were times Picard's speech is pretty good. He's done some really nice speeching. No question about it. He's good at the speeches.
Yeah.
Fiona says, no one acts like professional adults as well as the TOS crew. Even in TNG, they kind of act like teenagers. Maybe not compared to today, but yeah, back then, yeah, I'm with you. Compared to today, watch Strangled Dude Worms. No, don't watch Strangled Dude Worms, but they act like worse than teenagers. They act like toddlers. They're really terrible. When the filth came out, the TOS bashing was rampant, says Rob Aldous. Yeah, of course, but only by filth lovers, though, not by real Trekkers. TNG has the benefit of appearing their time with very little sci-fi on TV. Absolutely the case. Absolutely, Gwag. No question about it, man. Empress and M, it's better to have loved and lost, but never to have loved at all. I like that. I like that version that got turned into a song. Fiona says Data was Spock. If Spock wanted to become human, he is a childlike version. I love Data. It's a way of put children on the starship that works. Yes, of course. Data was also Quester, so he was basically Roddenberry's way of bringing back Quester.
Yep.
Yeah, for the Quester tapes. Lisa says Kirk. I've come to realize is a golden boy, and Janeway is a fireman putting out fires constantly. And some she starts herself. That's for sure. Parker says, speaking of comics, I'm finding a way of liking Ditko work of late. And yes, I have some of my favorite newest comic artists that I love too. I got you, Parker. Thank you. Love me some Ditko. But it took me a while to love Ditko, by the way. I didn't love him at first. That's a long story. Steven says there are still people out there who trash TOS just to prop up their own preferred Trek. Now it's just new Trek that they elevate. I got you. I hear you. Better know we made progress at least. Kay Roberts, good to see you there. Welcome. And Das Wolfen.
Yeah, Das Wolfen's here. Yep.
How you doing? What is up, my friend? And but welcome, Kay Roberts. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but it's good to see you. And of course, happy New Year to both of you. Did I miss anybody? Anybody else pop in that I might have missed? No. I think we're good. We're good. So what were you saying? What did you say you have for us?
Well, I have a old article, and God bless my mom too. She knew I love Star Trek, so she would clip old
I remember
articles.
these. Yeah, I remember you showing.
Yeah, this was back in the Sunday paper. I might have shown this one before, but
you did
back in the day with the Sunday paper had those parade magazine. Let me switch my mic here so I can go over there and maybe zoom in on the article or skim it a little bit. But yeah, so this was when TNG was coming out, it was a big
Big deal.
It was a big deal. So
It was.
getting some new track. So here's one of those, Sunday magazine. They had in the newspaper. They like a Sunday magazine insert.
You have time travel because number 7 and the Voyager Doctor have traveled back in time to 1987.
Yeah, they're holding up. Yeah, they're holding up the article. Those are my ornaments I was showing last week. And Bangway over there. Yeah, they're helping to.
There's Bangway.
Helping to hold up that.
Oh, okay.
That ornament.
Well, I knew you'd find a good use for the. You could find a good use for the Voyager crew.
Yeah,
hold up a newspaper.
Yeah, they should be on the tray. Yeah, and here's the. Here's the Voyager itself.
They needed for something else. There you go.
Which is a pretty cool ornament.
That's a big That is one big ornament.
Yeah. Who do you think would win? Here, let's have a fan battle. Who would win? The Battlestar Galactica?
Launch all Vipers and blow up that stupid ship. I bet. I don't like the scale though. I would have to say Voyager would have to be like 10 times smaller compared to the Galactica.
Yeah, for sure.
The Voyager would probably be about maybe the length of Galactica's front, like up to not even all the way to the landing, not even all the way to the landing bay.
I agree with that, probably.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot smaller because Galactica's a big mother.
Yeah, it's like an aircraft carrier. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hallmark, they did do a great job with these.
Mistral Niblick, welcome.
Look at the details on them. They're very, very nice. Can we see Bangway in there? Can't see her.
Is Bangway in there?
I can only see 7. I was going to say a bad joke, but I won't.
Hey, Mistral Niblick, is that named from an Enterprise episode? The name Mistral from the Vulcan or something else? Just curious. It might be a real name for all I know. But I'm saying there was a name character called Mistral in the episode Carbon Creek. So
I love that episode.
I love that episode. Yeah. Oh, Wes Cagle, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Says, hey, you bar rodent. Let's see what I can do. I don't think I'll see if I have that.
The bar rodent's there. It should be there.
Not on this one.
No, not on that one. Yeah.
On the other one, hang on. There we go. It's on the way, buddy.
You, bar rodent. You, bar rodent.
So this article...
Thank you, Wes.
From the Star, September 15th, 1987.
Eric Carey's favorite character, Wesley.
There you go. So Enterprise takes off with all new cast and $30 million budget. TV's biggest gamble of the year. And really that first season was pretty horrendous.
That was a gamble, all right.
Right? I'll just read the first paragraph.
On at 4 point, though.
Yeah, that was good. We really like that, yep. Captain's log, stardate 41153.7. Only in the 24th century. It has been 85 years since Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, and the rest of the original Star Trek crew last walked the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. But hold on to your phaser guns, because a new mission is about to begin. And Paramount hopes Star Trek The Next Generation will win millions of loyal fans without Kirk, Spock, and Scotty to beam anyone aboard. Leonard Nimoy has offered to make guest appearances in flashback form for the new show, but without the star power of William Shatner, the new team will have to count on the wizardry of Star Wars George Lucas and Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry to help the series blast off. The syndicated show, which has cost a reported $30 million for the first season, will be launched this month with a kind of far point, a 2-hour premiere episode. This time around, the biggest star is LeVar Burton, who won acclaim in Roots. The crew also includes a third-generation star, Denise Crosby, Ring's granddaughter, and teen star Will Wheaton from the film Stand By Me, which is an incredible movie. The trio, along with their co-stars, will again try to boldly go where no one has gone before. The starship's mission is to expand the body of human knowledge, seek out new life and new civilizations, and provide further understanding of the universe. And to help them, they'll have the greatest array of high-tech space hardware this side of the Vulcan. For starters, the new Enterprise, officially designated NCC-1701D, is 8 times larger than Kirk's old spaceship and features a myriad of technological marvels to assist, entertain, and educate the 1,012 passengers and crew who call the starship home. The sets for the Enterprise fill 2 sound stages on the Paramount lot, with a third stage reserved for different planetary environments. Despite the spaceship's immense size, the atmosphere aboard is surprisingly homely. Soothing colors and flowing lines, along with numerous displays of floral plant life, suggest futuristic comfort. The 24th century transporter beam now not only moves crew members and cargo from one place to another, but also filters out any insidious viruses and bacteria that might be picked up from the
Convenient. Badass, buddy. And Zakarot's here. Good.
Hey. It was in the article. It's not that long. And although spouses and children will rarely be seen in the command areas of the ship, and by the way, Poopy Stew hates kids on the ship. The Enterprise now includes schools, sports, and recreational facilities. Well, they had that before. The ship's, that's why I want to read this to see how bad the article is, because it's written by someone who probably doesn't know Star Trek. The ship's most innovative feature is holodecks, which duplicate with startling reality any landscape or seascape, complete with winds, tides, and rain. The crew is led by Captain Jean-Luc Picard, played by Patrick Stewart, a former member of the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Picard's
second in command, William Riker, was played by Jonathan Frakes, while Burton plays Lieutenant Geordie LaForge, a blind navigator. Or, he was a navigator when the show started, who wears a prosthetic device to see. Crosby is Security Chief Lieutenant Yash Tashiyar. Michael Dorn is Worf, the only Klingon crew member who's not Security Chief yet. Gates McFadden is Dr. Beverly Crusher. Will Wheaton is Dr. Crusher's brilliant son who will save the Enterprise many times over. Marina Sirtis is Deanna Troi, a half-human, half-betazoid who possesses telepathic powers. That's incorrect. Brent Spiner is Commander Data, an android with extraordinary strength and a phenomenal memory. He had much better memory than me. For special effects, the show has called on George Lucas, whose films, including the Star Wars series, just in case you didn't know that, are among the biggest box office winners of all time. But the big question remains, will the new show take off or fizzle at the launching pad? The original Trek, which premiered 21 years ago and produced 79 episodes in its 3-year run, never was a rating hit in its primetime days. But the reruns have attracted a cult-like following, unprecedented TV history. I guess you could say that, yeah.
Not entirely accurate. It just didn't have a high enough rating. It actually did not have bad ratings. That was a myth.
Yeah. Captain Kirk, who shows up in Star Trek movies, hopes the successors have a long TV run. Patrick and I were eating lunch recently, says Jonathan Frakes, when William Shatner came in. Everyone was watching to see how he'd react to us. He stopped and wished us a lot of luck with the show. That made us feel terrific. Gary Berman, who has organized dozens of conventions for Star Trek fans, feels the new series will have the same appeal as the old. We just ran a convention in Oakland that was attended by Gene Roddenberry and LeVar Burton. The fans were thrilled to see them, he says. They brought about 6 minutes of footage from the new show, and special effects were spectacular. According to Berman, Trekkies expect Burton to become the star of the new series. They have high hopes for Jonathan Frakes, too, says Berman. From what we hear, he'll be the closest to a Captain Kirk character. So, interesting, that they said, he definitely turned out to be the closest to a Kirk character. But it's fun to, it's a time machine going back. It's one of the first official crew pictures.
Are you time traveling?
Yeah, I'm time traveling back to 1987. Yeah. So we're reading that. Yeah, it's fun to see that perspective of the show. And of course, they made a big deal of the special effects, but yeah, no one knew if it would make it. It was in syndication too. So, of course, the rest is history. But in the beginning, there was a lot of trepidation and uncertainty about how that show would go. So,
yeah, nice. There you go. Let's see here. We got a couple of stars.
You got to catch up, I'm sure, on some comments. Yep.
Let's see. We kept it a little bit. Again, thanks again, Wes Cagle. Tetrarch said, Mark D with a C. I know it's not Trek, but you have a clip of Red as a Force ghost appearing to his stranded in the snow sun. That would be pretty funny. Now you know an idea for you there.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, add it to the list. Yep, yep.
Frankie said original Trek is 1 week older than me, and Charlie X share a birthday. Wow, so I'm older. I'm older than you, Fancy. Wow, I'm old.
Wow, that's old. Yeah,
Man, dude, I'm older than you because I'm older than the original Trek. My goodness. Fiona said, I'm not a Worf fan. I like Michael Dorn, but I thought his character was always written poorly for the most part. I tend to agree. I like Worf sometimes. A buddy of mine called him the Klingon teddy bear, by the way. Claude Selling, hey there.
yep.
I tend to agree with Fiona on that to an extent. I mean, I don't hate him, but Worf can be annoying sometimes.
Well, the way they handled it
right.
with Alexander was really bad.
Yeah,
that whole storyline, and of course, then Alexander and DS9 was a disaster with how they aged him up. And the whole,
please God, I will not listen to reason. Yeah.
So I just end up loving the character when he's written correctly. But you're right, Fiona. Yeah, there's a lot that's
The Klingon teddy bear.
Right. Yeah. So this I dug out too. Just grabbed a few articles to show from the archives, but Stardate 9/7/991. Yeah, look at that. 25th anniversary. So they had a marathon. So you could back then, like they do have the fandom events. You could see a rare marathon screening of Star Trek 1 through 5 in sequential order. I hope so.
We didn't have that near us. I'd have gone to it.
Yeah, and the original uncut versions. These screenings will offer extremely limited seating availability. In addition to the marathon, you'll be treated to the first glimpse of footage of Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, coming to theaters in December. So, so then they had they list all the theaters, and it's in conjunction with the Star Trek fan club, and I didn't go, unfortunately, but you had souvenir tickets you could keep, as they say here, and this limited edition shirt that you would get when you went there, and tickets were $18. Oh no, the T-shirt was only $18. Yep, and let's see, you can take advantage of the bonus offer on your official Star Trek T-shirt with a reduced price of $12.50. That's outrageous. Yep. Then you had a drawing for 100 posters you could win. Autographed and numbered by Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner. We have no idea what the value of these posters will be in the coming years, but to you, the loyal Star Trek fan, they will be priceless. Yeah, I think those would be worth some smack rolls. Yep. And then you got a special pin. Yep.
That was leading up to Trek 6.
Yeah, before Trek 6, and they knew that was the last original crew. This number is no longer valid, so don't call. But this is before the internet.
Don't try to order it, folks.
Yeah, but this is fun because the internet, you had email back then just starting, but there's nothing online. It's just fun. You call how to order, have your Visa MasterCard number ready, give them over the phone. Yep, $20 per ticket, and you can purchase the shirts. Only extra large. Come on, Star Trek fans are sometimes dimensionally challenged. So. And then here are the theaters that you could see it. So let's see if there are any. Were there any in you said there were none in your area.
I don't think so, but let's see.
Let's see. There you go.
Let's see the cities.
Let's see the cities. So, of course, New York.
The states.
New York, L.A., Chicago.
No.
Nick could have gone, but I don't think he was born yet.
No.
Atlanta.
I don't think so.
I
don't see any state.
Phoenix.
Damn.
Honolulu, Vegas, Portland,
Orange,
Connecticut.
I
wonder if Raquel went.
I don't know.
Yep. They had some Canadian coverage there. I don't see anything in Louisiana. Do they?
No Louisiana.
Tough for me to read.
Crap. No. Nope.
Is there Florida?
Not my state. Damn it.
Well, that's not very fair. God.
That sucks. Man,
there's even nothing close like you could have driven to, right? I'm looking
unless you see Mississippi or Texas, even.
There's
Texas is a little far.
San
Antonio. That's a little far.
Yeah.
Houston would be the closest.
Yeah.
But no. If I'd known, I wouldn't have known about it anyway, probably.
Yeah. I think this came in the Star Trek fan club
Clobberin, every year the Pretonian Movie Theater shows a month of Trek movies on Saturday nights at midnight and 10:30 a.m. on Sunday mornings. That's cool. Love the Britannia's still going. You telling me they still have the Britannia down there? Britannia? Pat, wow, sir, I didn't realize that was still in business. Man, been there in ages.
Phantom says, yeah. The reason it's no longer valid is I call it every week, hoping it'll be back. Yeah, I want my T-shirt.
Still haven't sent you that shirt, huh? Damn it.
Yep, I think I do have some 25th anniversary stuff, but that one probably shrunk in the closet. I think it was a little bit skinnier in 1991, even if I did have it. Yep.
There are two of them in that. There are two Britannias now. Weird. Cool. The old independence, eh? Good.
Yep.
Glad to hear it.
And this is for something I dug up for Steve in Vegas. I don't know if you guys have been to the. Did you go to the Star Trek Experience Clobberin times?
I never did. Now, part of it was I just never got to Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think I did get to Vegas. There's Minimus here. Hey, Minimus. I got to Vegas a couple times when they had it. And then there was my prejudice of it was kind of far from where we were, but also I read along there was mostly just new stuff and no original series stuff there, so I just said I'm not going.
Yeah, it was all TNG. I went there one time.
With a couple of Voyager and like some DS9 maybe.
Quark Spar, yeah, DS9 was mostly TNG, DS9.
No original series.
And it did kind of make sense in terms of, if you're setting in that time period, how you're going to have original Trek in terms of the show. But I had a blast going in. Even the better thing was I went to go through it another time, and my better half didn't want to hang out with me. She's like, I'm not going to see that again. So she went to play the slots. I think she won $1,000 on the slots too.
See that's something that nowadays I would go. But at that time, when I had a chance to go, because it went out of business like 09 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
I was such a staunch original series guy that I was like, man, if they're not gonna have anything from original Trek hardly at all, then they can go screw. I don't want anything to do with them.
Well, that is Gorgeous Bird of Prey, which is
did have the Bird of Prey, but that was from Generations. So
yeah, and there's Voyager in the background, so they're gorgeous models there. I don't know if they ended up selling off some of these props, but going through it, they had a ride where you got beamed aboard, and it was one of those motion vehicles. Right. It was fun to be on there. It was great. I mean, it was the Borg there. And they had it set up. It was like a Disney ride. But it was nice. They had the tour with all the props leading up to the ride, and it was not a ride. I shouldn't say a ride, but more of a experience / simulation, or you're standing on the bridge. But everything was really well done. The sets were your
Muslim uncle's here, by the way. Your Muslim uncle. What's up, buddy? Yeah. In fact, Minimus just said that he said his son Sean is in Washington State right now. He sent a pic of the Pop Culture Museum. Lots of Star Trek, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings stuff. I was like, cool. I never heard of that.
Nice. Yeah, so they did. Nice, yeah. So they did have some original. Is that original Klingon outfit there? I can't tell. Looks like it from my bad eyes. So they did have some old props. That might be.
Yeah.
It's like
I think it is.
Klingon. They did have some stuff there. And of course, one of the main things was Quark Spar. They wanted to get you to buy really expensive drinks there. Of course, yeah, they have. There's Nimoy's outfit from the whales, and some uniforms and things. And gorgeous Enterprise D model there, which is just beautiful.
If you like that ship, yeah.
I don't really like the ship from certain angles, but it's just something cool walking in.
Yeah. I'm
I know you're kidding, but yeah, you walk in and you see, a 20-foot, 15-foot, whatever.
Yeah, that's something.
And it is cool. So they went all out here on this experience. And here's the blueprint of the exhibit. And it's just a shame it didn't survive or didn't get moved somewhere. But yeah, so they had, of course, your engineers. You got to love your blueprints. So this is sorry, it's kind of tough to say, but they had like the fans would be able to walk. You got to walk onto the bridge. Of course, you couldn't sit down at the controls, but you're around the edge of the bridge, and it was just
Fiona's getting seasick.
Sorry,
getting seasick with your camera.
I
Sorry, Fiona.
Trying to hold this and
Damn it, Mark.
It's not easy. Damn it, Mark. And of course, look what they had here too, Clobberin Times.
What? Oh.
And they did have a model
Okay.
of the refit.
Good. Nevertheless, I think Fiona would probably say,
God damn it, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a fun place to visit. And then of course at the end, they always lead you out into the gift shop. And let's see, page 90. It's another. Yeah, here's more of the blueprints here of the ship. And one time they were going to build a life-size replica of the Enterprise as a hotel in Vegas, which would have been nice. Would have been incredible. But so here's Quark's, Quark's bar and gaming, the Davo Grills. Yeah, it's a perfect mix for Vegas. So this was in lighting dimension. For my day job back then, this is like a article that happened to be. They'd always do this in these trade publications. They always put in something, something that people actually wanted to read. So it's all about the lighting, quote unquote, of the exhibit.
Max.
But it's
Max Redstone's here.
Max, good to see you again. It was good hanging out with you on the members stream today.
Yep.
But it's a shame. I don't know what happened. I think they auctioned off a bunch of the props, but they did a top notch job on that exhibit. It was fun to go to. You probably, if you search on YouTube, I'm sure you could find probably a walkthrough or a someone who went there and recorded it, I'm sure. So
All right, Michael Beacom.
Find that.
Good night, buddy. Happy New Year to you and the wonderful Cassandra and you and yours. Take care, my friend.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, cool. Well, cool stuff. Nice. Thanks. Thank you for that.
I figured I'd find a few things to show. So
sure, it's always good to do a little showing. Showing off. Yeah, showing.
Yep.
Someday
nice. I've got to organize all my articles into a scrapbook or something. So they're just in folders in my file cabinet. If I don't do that, they'll just get thrown out someday. Who wants all these old articles on Star Trek? What's this crap?
Yes. So basically, here's how Max feels about himself not going to Vegas when that was going on.
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
You created a monster by making that.
Yeah, that one's gonna be used forever.
DJ Ronnie J. What's up, buddy?
Hey, DJ.
Good to see you.
Great hanging out with you today. Yeah, we had a fun members. I finally did a member stream today, so thank you for being there, Clobberin Times, and everyone else who was hanging out. So we had a good time today. A lot of people watching, so that was fun.
Yep. It was really cool. I'm deliciousness. But yeah, so I guess we don't have to keep talking Trek so much. We can, but we can just talk about basically what's going on with everybody tomorrow. But y'all, I mean, is Sunday? Does Sunday make a New Year's Day weird? New Year's Eve day weird for people, or what? It's only New Year's Eve now, or at least it's still not New Year's Eve yet here. New Year's Eve.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it's New Year's Eve.
For you,
I guess.
is.
Yeah.
For you, it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, like my son went out to a restaurant tonight with his girlfriend on a date, and he said, "Yeah, it was empty in the restaurant. Normally, it's a crowded restaurant on but Sunday night. But Sunday, yeah, you forget that, or Saturday night, I should say. But everyone's waiting to go out Sunday night, I think. So it does kind of mess it up. But you get the day off
go to
Monday.
parties and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't get mad at me, but I think New Year's is one of the most stupid holidays ever.
Do you?
Like, who cares what the number is, what the year is? It's just dumb. It's a dumb part. I mean, we like hang, going to see our friends, but back when we were,
I never do anything on New Year's Eve, but
yeah, we used to
people
go
like
to
to go to parties.
and
It's a party excuse.
Yeah, and pay way too much money for bad food, and everyone was out, and it was just now we're grumpy old people. We just
So
stay
you
home
go
and
out
go with our
on New
friends.
Year's Eve?
When I were years ago, we used to
No,
go
you
out.
don't anymore. You don't know.
No, we just go to friends' houses and make dinner, and going to. But yeah, when we were first married, or when younger, you'd go party and like the
Yeah.
Times Square thing. I don't know how anyone does that. I would never go to Times Square in New York City. Uh, I had a friend who did it one year. It's like
That's
not
for young people
super.
there.
Yeah,
Jill, what is up,
hey
Jill?
Jill.
Hey there, my dear. Good to see you.
Well, especially after 9/11 with all the security. In the old days, you could go with backpacks and, pretty much wasn't as much security. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have security, but, now you've got to go when they
Oh, look who's here.
cordon you off. ED?
Enigmatic drop bear.
Hey.
What is up? It is so good to see you, my friend. All
Yeah.
righty. What's up,
Yep.
buddy? Let's see.
Yeah,
He
we had a
says,
good
what is
Christmas. Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, well, hope you had a great Christmas as well, dude. And hope you're. I guess you probably might be ahead of us because you might be having already a New Year's Eve now.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. You were saying?
Well, I was just saying, yeah, that my friend went one year, and I'm like, Brian, don't go. And he's like, you had to stand in the same spot for about 12 hours. Then they cordon you off, and there's grids, and it's all for security. But you really can't go. Just say you can't go anywhere for 12 hours if you catch the inner meaning of that. And yeah, it got kind of gross down there. He said, He's like, well, I did it one time, but I'd never do it again. I mean, the best way to do it is if you have a company, or if you have a company that has something in Times Square, get it, being in one of the buildings around there is kind of fun. But I just can't imagine hanging on the street for that long. But
It's
that's me.
freezing.
It's freezing usually. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, I don't get it either. In fact, I'm
yep.
freezing. I don't have the heater on, and we having actually rare cold weather here right now.
What's the temperature your way?
Let's see. Wow, it's 37 degrees now. That's weird for us.
It's colder down there than up here.
Isn't that weird?
It's 38 degrees according to the
Yeah. But see,
iPad
your
weather
38
app.
degrees, you're so used to it. It's like it's warm to you. But here,
Yeah, that's true.
it's
Yeah.
outrageous. It's outrageous. And I don't have the heater on. I can't go and turn it on in the other room. So I just finally put it like an idiot. I was wondering why I was freezing my ass
Put
off.
the
So I
heat on.
just put my thick hoodie thing on here.
Works best is you take a rock from outside, put it in the middle of your room, and then use your phaser to heat up that rock. I find that keeps me a lot warmer.
I forget my phaser's in the other room though. Let's see, only 8 hours for you guys over there. ED, wow. 223, yeah, behind you, yes.
Yeah. Well, you've had a bad year, but God bless you, and next year will be better.
To stay warm if you don't have the heater on is make sure you're wearing socks. That's a big thing. Guess how many times I was freezing and realized, if your feet are warm, you put some socks on, it goes a long way to helping. I know that's why they tell you, like we hear all those war movies where the guys say, was it Forrest Gump says the most important thing, socks. Right.
Wool socks too. And don't wear cotton.
Yeah.
This is coming from the Scoutmaster. Always wear wool.
Oh.
Wool is.
I don't know if I couldn't tell you if mine are
Gotta wear wool socks.
There might be wool.
Cotton. Cotton, they get you sweating them. They get wet. They never dry off. Wool naturally wicks. It's why God invented it. If you believe in God, and that's why it works so well. So wool is so much better. Just like if you get a sleeping bag, you gotta get a down sleeping bag. You buy some of these synthetic bags. Yeah, they're cheaper, but they don't compact and they don't keep you warm like the goose down does. There's a reason. Yep.
There you go. But I do like that. New Year's is not. I remember what I did. Again, it's nothing to do with so much geekness. But I used to actually, when I was a kid, I liked the New Year's because I'm more into pro football. But I used to like all the college games. I thought they made a big deal about the New Year's and New Year's Eve,
yep,
and New Year's Day college games. Now they're nothing. I mean, they still have them. Tomorrow it's all pro games, but Monday on New Year's Day there'll be a bunch of meaningless bowl games that no one cares about because of the national championship is not until like 2 weeks or whatever have you. And yeah, it's just
Well, they did have a couple bowl. Well, were they bowl games? I guess they were.
Well,
bowl
some
games.
today. There was one today
Yeah.
or two today. There were nothing ones.
Well, the bowls don't matter. I heard that Florida team lost big time.
I don't even know
To
who.
Georgia. Yeah,
I think
Florida played Georgia.
Oh yeah,
They
really?
lost by like 60 points because that
Sorry,
was a
Dad,
big
man.
controversy. Sorry, we're sports balling, but wasn't
Yeah, I don't know.
Florida State was? Oh yeah, they lost 63-3. That was a
Oh,
big
wow.
controversy. They didn't make the final. The top four.
Then they got their
And
if they got blank
Bulldogs.
busted like that, then I can
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
don't know. Yep.
So
that
there
was
you
one
go.
of- That was one of the games today. But yeah, it's not the same thing where we have all those bowl games during the even I wasn't a college football fan, but you just knew there would be sports on all day. I'd want to watch Star Wars or Star Trek or something. But
yes, Fiona, by the way, yes, Neil Adams passed away the year before last. So I didn't know this. Neil Adams' family is selling off a lot of his stuff. I guess sentimental value flies out the window before the new year. Wow, are they really? Oh my goodness.
yeah, well, it's tough too, and then there's a lot of bills to pay, and sometimes, unfortunately, too. So I don't know how well off he was, but yeah, it's what are you going to do with this stuff too, right? I mean, if some things you want to keep for sentimental value, but someone like that must have so much stuff. But of course, I know my stuff is going to go someday. Hopefully, someone will enjoy it. But
someone to sell your stuff off and go, hey, was that Mark D's stuff? Yes,
Mark D's crap.
Maybe they'll auction it off. So, but by the way, yeah, what's looking for? Oh, thank you, Jill. By the way, that's very nice of you to say. You're too kind. It's good
Very
to see
nice.
you.
Thank you, Jill. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was what the hell? No, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I don't want to go. I want to hang out. I want to hang out some more, but is there more Trek to talk about? Well, there's always Trek to talk about.
There's always Trek to talk
Yeah.
about. Oh, I do have one more thing to show.
If you want to show something, I'm sure. Does anyone mind if Mark shows something?
I got this on Fleabag. Let me change my mic again. I forgot to show this. Yep, this is a new edition. So this is an oldie but a goodie.
You just got this?
I just got this. Yeah.
Oh, now that's odd.
Star Trek 2. Well, there's a 2 under here. I don't know if maybe I'll work the sticker off. I don't know, but it's nice to have the original sticker on. But it's
weird because that ship's not even in the movie.
It's not even in the movie, yeah. So it was sold Child World Children's.
Oh well, actually it is. I'm sorry.
It
actually is in the opening scene. Yeah, the Kobayashi Maru.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But not this color. So this is a K for Kirk on here or Khan? I don't know.
Why there's a K for Klingon? I don't know. That's silly.
But,
and it's blue.
It's blue.
I had a green one. I don't know if it was a Corgi or not, but I think I had a green one at one point.
It might have been, yeah. So
I had one from Motion Picture. Didn't they do one from the Motion Picture? Because I think
this is probably the same one. This is the. I mean,
it didn't have a K on it though, or that white thing on the top. What the hell is that white thing?
Oh,
that's like a shuttle.
I don't know. Yeah, that's just how they colored. They just put it in plastic. It's a piece of plastic, so they just mold it in white and throw it on top of the metal.
You just ordered that?
I got it from somebody. Yeah.
Why does it say? They put safety tested, 1 year money back warranty, precision made, safety tested in space, I guess, right? Non-toxic. Wow. So no radiation.
Well, you know what I'm guessing. When did Battlestar Galactica toys? That was in the 70s.
Yep. This was after that.
So maybe that's why Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
The unfortunate child got hurt or passed away. And so this is let's see, crafted in Great Britain. Sorry, it's tough to. I know with the lighting, it's tough to read.
Was this expensive, yes?
$15.
Oh, okay.
Well, went up 15 times in value. So I always scope out the Star Trek 2 stuff. And I think I own most of the Star Trek 2 merchandise. But
Your Muslim uncle says, I bet Michael from Retroblasting would have something to say about Corgi. I guess. I don't know if we've ever talked about Corgi. Has he said something about Corgis? I don't know. I'm sure. Well, he knows his
he
stuff.
probably loves Corgi, yeah. And he lived in Britain for a while, right? Yeah.
He did. He did. Oh, yeah. He definitely knows his Corgi, like he knows all these things. So, but what he said, he would have something to say about. He might. I don't know. I would ask him if he were here. I'd ask him for sure if he were here. There's there's a what the hell?
There's the warranty. Yep.
Go up a little.
Oh,
the other way.
Oh, that way. Yeah, well, I'll show that. Yeah, but the fun thing is, going to say, if you send this Corgi is broke within 1 year, turn us with the card and we'll give you 100% refund. It's that simple. Like,
yeah.
Here's the classic Batmobile,
Superman van.
What does Superman do with a van?
There's the Superman mobile. There's the Woody the Woodpecker car.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, there's boy. There's Yogi there. Yogi boy. What else is under there?
Supermobile.
But no, yeah, that one. But what else?
Stagecoach. Is that Spider-Man?
Yeah. What's the Stagecoach one? Let me see. Oh wow, cool.
I mean, it's numbered, so I don't know what the
Spidey.
Flintstones. Shred.
Yep. Yes.
It doesn't tell you what the numbers.
Train.
I mean, if you look in the catalog, probably you get the numbers. Like this is
very cool.
Is this a 140? Yeah, 149.
149 Klingon warship.
Yeah, so these are
a D7 cruiser.
Yeah. So I wonder what happened. Now who would win here? Who would win? Battlestar Galactica?
Also the scale is off. The Klingon D cruiser will be way smaller than the Galactica, but also there's so much firepower that the Galactica could launch its ships and it wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Actually, Galactica has big missiles that probably would knock out those shields. Of course, the Klingon cruiser would be maneuverable, though.
Yeah, the Battlestar Galactica, no iteration had shields, right? They didn't have shields.
Yeah, they had shielding for the. Remember, they had shielding for the bridge.
Oh, they did.
But
trying to.
Not force fields, though.
It was plating, though, right? It was the plating,
right? It was like an armor plating thing. Because remember, Adama, when they were on attack, he said positive shield now, and they would put up shields around the bridge.
Okay.
But it wasn't force screens like Confederation technology. They did, to my knowledge, they never on Galactica mentioned force field.
Yeah, in the new show too. I know we've got some.
There was a Corgi Liberator. I wish I could have get that sucker.
But I don't think they ever had the new BSG didn't have shields either, correct?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that. Yeah. About the Rocinante, I think that was a little bit. Unless you're a time traveler, wouldn't did Corgi even exist by the time the Rocinante from the Expanse existed? I don't know. Is there still a Corgi?
There's still Corgi. Yeah.
Oh, then they may have made a Rocinante. Yeah. Oh,
Master Replica, and then, of course this is it's Star Trek open talk night. So yeah, so this happened to fall in.
He's the captain of. He deserves his own ship, Ben Grimm. It's Clobberin, Captain in Time. I love that, dude. That, of course, that's an expensive sucker right there, I bet you.
Yep. So my friend Geoff sent that, so thank you, Geoff.
Well done, Geoff.
Yeah, I think it was expensive, but that was a good find there. Yep. So that's going up on the bulletin.
DJ Ronnie G. It says OG Galactica did have mention to some kind of energy shield. I don't remember. I remember shields. Adama would say positive shields now, and they would hit the button, and these shields would come up and cover the front of the bridge. But they never talked about them as force shields that I can ever remember. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't remember it. I've watched it over and over again, but you could be right.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, if they had it in the new show, yep. But as well too. But I don't think they did. And of course, I've shown this a few times, but this is Mr. Potato Head Spock, which you can still buy. Yep. Spud Spock. So Raquel loved that guy.
There you go.
That was fun. It's a little show and tell. Well, show and tell for tonight. Why not? There we go. There's Mr. Spock. So I wonder what he would think of 7 of 9.
Oh yes,
Here's
Fiona. The Ollie's does have some cool, some FF stuff. I've got all the ones they have, I think. But yeah, I've seen our Ollie's around here has some stuff as well. There you go.
There's 7 of 9. Yeah.
7 of 9. Yeah, baby.
What's the nature of your medical emergency?
Please state the nature of your major. Certainly. Please state the nature of your boob emergency. Certainly. Yes. Fiona. Yeah, they do have some of the classic FF figures there. Referencing the pilot episode, so it might not count even if it's based on a real. No, I mean if it's in the pilot episode, that's cool, DJ. Look, I've watched that millions of times. I remember the physical blast shields. I don't remember them referring to energy shields, but that doesn't mean anything. That you're probably right, man. Remember, you're talking about someone with the worst memory of all time, so I'm with you, brother. Yeah, Ollie's. We don't have the best Ollies down here. We don't get all the good stuff. Toys. Now, I will say this, unless they ran out, the toy section in the past couple of weeks is pretty damn amazing for prices, and they got some pretty good stuff. They don't have the kind of books that they used to have, like comics, and they used to, once in a while you could find like some cheap trade paperbacks or some hardcovers and stuff. Yeah,
we don't have anything like that around here. We used to have a couple of secondhand stores that I'd go to.
I'm surprised you don't have Ollies up there. That's crazy.
No, it stinks. So, yeah, if you really want something, you can buy it firsthand. Yeah, it was a shame when
True, Rob.
That
Ollies
store
has
went to close.
Yeah.
But Toys R Us used to have a lot of stuff too.
BSG,
they shut down.
BSG is now 25 at Wally World. Says, you mean a DVD or what? I mean, like the toy, the figures, the model, the DVD set, the Blu-ray. What do you mean? Venomousness. They have 10,000 Shuri captors and Eternals. 10,000 Eternals and Shang-Chi drivel. They can't even give those things away. Yeah. Hobby Clobby. Hobby Lobby has a lot of cool stuff too, but Hobby Clobby.
Hobby Clobby.
I like Hobby Lobby. I like Hobby Lobby. I haven't been there in a while, but I like them. Hobby Clobby. That's right. I call them Nobby Lobby.
Yeah, because the one store I had it wasn't a chain. It was called Surplus Unlimited. It was in Connecticut, and you go there, and they'd always had secondhand toys. Like it was probably like an Ollie's, but it was just a mom and pop operation. But then they said the distributor they used to get toys from shut down. So then they never had the cool action figures. I bought so many action figures from that place.
Yeah,
and they were $1.99, $2.99. So you just grab them all. It was just Star Trek figures and whatever was whatever they got that didn't sell. So Ollie's has had a lot of Marvel Legends, or
they had some Marvel Legends, a couple of those smaller ones on the retro card ones that were okay, and they've got a few here and there. And of course, they got a bunch of the Star Wars Black Series, a lot of models, and of course they got your Eternals. Some other ones too from decent lines, but a lot from garbage like Eternals and stuff like that, of course, because you can't give the Eternals toys away.
Yeah, whenever I check that the one couple of stores I go to, the Eternals figures, there's just still stacked up. I think eventually what they do, they grind them up or turn them to the original plastic after a while. Yeah.
I guess since you can't even sell them as customized. I know customizers don't even screw with them. I would have figured that. I figured that they would at least serve a purpose. Like if you would customizer, you could buy a bunch of those and turn them into something good. But I'm told that they're not even useful for that. I wouldn't know. I'm not a customizer. But who would have ever thought, as Fiona says, that they would be filling up landfills with Star Wars figures? Disney really just killed that. Boy, they annihilated that brand. They've got not too long ago, Minimus got a pretty cool. In fact, I've seen more of it at different Ollies. pretty cool. Like the Tarkin Black series is a pretty cool one.
Yeah, the Black series is some good figures. Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you get
that's
a
pretty good.
Rostico Minimus? Let me know in the chat. Yeah.
He bought all the Rosticos up. No, Star Wars
You got
Black
'em all.
Legends hundreds. Yeah. Nobby Lobby has D-Ick. What? Two and Chuck has a BBS. Oh, so it has D. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Second Charles has a BSG Viper model kit for 60 Yaggle. 60 yikes.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that they still have Toys R Us up in Canada. Did you know that? They're all gone.
Yeah,
here.
I think J-Man was saying that, telling us.
J-Man
Yeah.
told me that too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. They got those up there, but they're long gone from here, man.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any in the States. Is that wrong? Is there some?
I don't know. I don't. I think they're trying to bring some of them back, but Empress and them. Yeah, you don't think the plastic can be reused? No, you can reuse certain plastics. So we'd make some of our tools. We'd have to do like 80% virgin plastic, they called it, and you could do like 20% recycled. You do a mix to save money, but you could, some of the plastics is be reused. But what I've seen them is, I think I've seen there's some videos on YouTube, if you look, like, toys being destroyed, and they would just take all this figures and just grind them up, so they don't take up space. And I guess they try to recycle some of the stuff, but yeah, it was unbelievable.
See what Minimus said? There's practically a Rose Tico aisle at Ollie's. I didn't notice that,
right.
But yeah, wow.
And Eric K is saying they have many Toys R Us and Macy's. Oh, cool.
Okay.
It's nothing like going to the toy store. Nothing.
LA,
like
they've added a Toys R Us section at Macy's too. Also, yeah. Weird.
Yeah, it was just so much fun to just walk those aisles, and of course you'd always go to the bargain bin, but if there's something you really wanted. But I'm looking. They do have Toys R Us at Macy's.
Hey, Rod Thunderheart's here.
Hey, Rod. Happy New
What
Year.
is up, Kimasabi? How you doing, sir? What the hell? My pin's busting. What'd you say now? Sorry.
And Eric K, if you go to toysrus.com, yep, and they're showing they visit us at Macy's. So they have Toys R Us at Macy's, yep. Very
Malachi
cool.
D. Wildman, hello there. Good to see you, my friend. Okay.
And of course, since we're talking toys, of course, the Playmates line, they ended the Star Trek line. Retro Blasting is a good video on that.
Yeah, and I'm seeing those. I saw a bunch of those. A lot of those, I think, at Target yesterday. Maybe they'll start going down in price, though.
Oh, they will, yeah. Because they only did a few figures too. I mean, it wasn't what did they do? 6 figures in that line, or
I don't know.
It was just Kirk, Spock, and Khan.
I saw an Enterprise D yesterday.
And then they did 3. Oh, the D? You saw the D?
I think I saw the Enterprise D. Did they do one?
Yeah, they did a new version of the D. They did it.
I saw that at the
original ship
yesterday.
Yeah.
Your Muslim uncle, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate you, my friend. That's too kind of you. Thank you. Says, what do you think we can teach the younger generations about change and loss and how to hold on to what they have before it's gone? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I think once you experience it, that's the best. Unfortunately, the best way to learn, right? When you go through, certain things as a kid. We always joke, oh, the next generation, they didn't have it as hard as we did. But if you compare, like, 2 generations before, just the technology that we have today, just to make our lives easier. So, but it's true though, if you make things too easy for kids, then they never. Once they finally experience that, then they can't handle it. But I think you just can't spoil kids, and you got to expose them to things. And everyone can't get a trophy. To some a cliche.
Yeah. And if you limit what they can have, it makes them appreciate what they have. I mean, I guess, but
Yeah, I have one kid on our street that I always tell this story. We'll make it short, but he was complaining.
Topic of toys. I got you. Go ahead.
He was complaining because it is in the 80s. It's like my mom and dad are only giving me $15,000 to buy a new car, and I can't get the car I want. And we wanted to beat the crap out of him. He was just showing off too, like So this was
Who
the
is
kid. It was a kid on our school bus who lived down the street.
Well, yeah, okay.
And then he said, and my daddy spent $4,000 extra on his Porsche because he got an automatic. And I hated this kid. So I said, "Oh, I'm very sorry to learn that your dad lost a leg in a war." And he's like, "What? My dad got both." It's like only a effing moron would buy an automatic Porsche unless he happened to be handicapped.
I was surprised they were making that automatic Porsche back then.
You had to pay $4,000 extra.
Yeah, nobody who could afford a Porsche wanted an automatic Porsche. That I knew of.
Yes, like that's not something to brag about. That's why my friends were like, "Wow, you really got him good." That Minimus would have been proud of me.
I never remember any automatics, but
yeah, Minimus would have been proud because he's the king of comebacks. That was one of my better comebacks.
No, it is a good one. But you know who really needed their ass kicked was the father in the first place for raising that idiot kid.
Yeah, and then the kids don't appreciate it. I mean, my dad did buy me a pickup truck, but it was a 5-year-old Mazda B2000 that cost $2,000, and the only reason I got it was because I was doing a lawn service business, and I needed to take the lawnmower and all the stuff and go to the dump, and so he could have got me a much nicer car if he'd wanted, or truck, but I didn't get the Michael, J. Fox or the Back to the Future truck in the garage. I had the joke was it was a Mazda B2000 with four squirrels under the hood. The thing was tinfoil, but it got me around for about 8 years or 10 years. I had that little teeny pickup truck for standard. So learned to drive
Midnight's
standard.
Oblivion's here.
Hey, Midnight's Oblivion.
By the way, was that kid Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
No, he was worse than Cameron.
Because his father had a Porsche that he knocked it off of the. Remember, he knocked it off the thing.
The Ferrari. That was a Ferrari, though.
That was a Ferrari, wasn't it? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but close though. Close. Yeah.
Sorry, but
Cameron turned out to be
Ferrari's cooler.
Yeah, Cameron turned out to be eventually a cool guy. But
and then he became a captain of the Enterprise.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but he had to wait till Tuesday before he could take the captain's
Cameron
chair.
Fry. Yeah,
it wasn't ready till Tuesday.
That's right. It'll be ready on Tuesday. Fiona says, "Was Will and Jada Smith need a huge ass kicking for many? Well, for many reasons. They're about to get an ass kicking at the box office. They're actually doing Big Bad Boys 4 or something because it was on Tom's show the other night, and they're not finished filming it, but they're saying it's going to come out next summer. Nobody's going to go see a movie with Will Smith anymore. Even a Bad Boys movie." I don't think it's going to do that great.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think eventually people want to be forgiving, and eventually, but you've got to do some. You got to do something to win the public back too, and it can't be a phony apology. Yeah.
Midnight's Edge asks, "Who's the chief medical officer?" I've got some kind of weird clue. Let's see. Who is the chief medical officer? Well, Fiona's the science officer, so she. But our chief medical officer, do we have one?
Do we have a bones?
RRTNZ. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think we have a. Good to see RRTNZ. Thank you so much, and thank you for the super chat. Says, I don't think we have a bones. Hail, Clobby, Mark, and chat. Only a few hours till 2024 down here. Oh, wow. So happy New Year, all. Live long, and may the force be with you. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thank you so much for your kind super chat from way down there from the NZ, the New Zealand there.
Yeah, happy early New Year.
Indeed. Well, Fiona is the science officer. Or at least I think she should be.
Yeah, because Jill's the communications officer.
Right. If she wants the job, and she doesn't have to take it, but So I don't. We got to find a doctor now too. So I'll have to get back to you on that. RR. I mean, I'm Midnight's Oblivion. Sorry. Find out who our. Well, if I can figure out who our doctor is, I'll let you know.
Yeah, well, what's the job requirement? What's
Son
what are
Lee.
your
Hello there.
qualifications? Do
Yeah,
you have to be an actual doctor?
So we need some science. She says, "Yeah, I think." Well, you can just play one on TV. No, you can just. You don't have to play to be an actual doctor. You just have to lie about being one.
Okay.
That'll work. If you can lie, if you can lie about being a doctor, you got the job.
Yeah.
I'm not a magician, Spock, just an old country doctor.
Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop. I saw the very first Bad Boy, says Max. In the theater, there were 50 beepers that went off before the preview started. Now the franchise is dead, and Will Smith is shite. It's a fair call. Yes.
Yeah. He's really. I remember everyone thought that was fake at
Thank
first.
you, Fiona.
Right?
You're now the science officer. Say again.
There we go. Well, remember, Matt Smith when that happened with no one, everyone thought it was a fake, setup with Chris Rock, or just part of the skit or something. And it was like, no, this really happened. He did really lose his mind. Yeah. So just unbelievable. Sure. And I never watched the Academy Awards. It's like you have to pay me to watch your award show. I'm not watching your award show.
I used to watch it. I used to actually enjoy watching the Oscars. We're talking about 20-something years ago. Just because I like movies so much, not and because it was always I would like to watch the snobby and see if there was ever like a movie I ever liked that would ever even get nominated for Best Picture, which was very rare. But it was fun to watch when it was just, if they had a good host and they showed cool stuff. Scuba Pete, buddy.
Scuba.
What is up, bro? Good to see. I used to kind of way back now. And I remember at some point, I had a friend of mine. She was big into in the movies in Hollywood, so we would watch it when it would come on, just chits and giggles and all that stuff. And then after a while, I just lost interest in it. It was just not. It became really boring. It became, it was at some point. It's just got. There was something at least mildly amusing to watch about it back in the 80s and 90s. I thought, now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I watched maybe when Clint Eastwood was on, or if someone was going to be on, or of course when Lord of the Rings was winning, and of course they got we don't do politics here on your channel,
no,
but
we don't.
It became way too political too. So, like I want to have an escape, and that's what's so great about Star Trek, that great escape and fantasy. Of course, yeah, there is a message in there, and there are moral tales and great things you can learn from Star Trek, but on the face of it, it's entertainment, and sometimes you just want to escape and don't want to be faced with the real world. As you're sitting down in front of on the couch watching your TV. I just don't want to hear about that stuff sometimes. So it's that's why Star Trek is just so brilliant, and that's why like the Academy Awards. Like I don't want to hear Ricky Gervais. How do you say his last name?
Gervais. He's hilarious.
Gervais, yeah. When he took on all the Hollywood types, that was so beautiful. Yeah.
If he hosted the Oscars, I would watch it.
Oh yeah, God.
If he hosted the Golden Globes again, I would watch it. But she won't. They'll never let him go back. They made the mistake of inviting him back after after he was gone like a year or two. Remember, and then he did that last one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best ever. That is so. Oh my God, man, that was the best. He is. Fun. I just saw he's got some kind of new special. I just saw a couple of clips from it. I'm like, yep, he's hilarious. he's a superhero.
Yeah.
He does not give a crap.
No, that's what's fun about stuff too. Yeah, where you just you're honest. Yeah, the way he skewered everyone. That's why comedy always has a hint of truth in it for it to work. So there's got to be some reality to it. So yeah, that was.
I remember when Johnny Carson used to host it every year. Rob Altus. I don't know if anyone's talking about that movie in there, but I agree with you. The Great Escape is a masterpiece. Love it. Great movie. I remember Johnny Carson used to do it for years. Then tonight, the nominated for Best Picture. Sorry, Steve, I won't do it. And then wasn't it after him? Didn't like Chevy Chase do it for a while?
I can't remember.
Chase
now.
did it.
Billy Crystal did it a bunch of times. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they brought in that dumbass Letterman, and he was. I mean, at the time when Letterman was still kind of funny, but he bombed. He was awful.
Yeah.
I only think he did it like 1 year, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think it went so well. Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't even watching that much, but at the time, I wasn't much. But it was kind of Seth MacFarlane was kind of funny when he did it because I heard some snips, and they never asked his ass back. Oh man,
yeah.
They did a good job if they don't get asked back.
Yeah. Right.
Didn't they do it last year without anybody?
I think they tried to do it without. Oh no, last year was Chris Rock. That was when he got slapped.
That was the year before.
Oh, that was the year before.
Then last year they didn't have anybody because they didn't want him to get slapped, I guess.
They didn't want to get slapped. Yeah. Fantasy says Bob Hope hosted 20.
Bob Hope did it 20 times. Yeah, wow. Yeah, he probably did it the most. Bob Hope probably did it the most, but I do know that I don't know. You thought Letterman was hilarious. I thought he was kind of awkward. That stupid Oprah Uma thing he did. That was 94, I think. 95, 4, whatever. Steve Martin hosted the Oscars, so did Bob Hope. Well, how long did Steve Martin did it for a while? You're right. Let's see. But who did it the most other than Bob Hope? Was it Johnny Carson? Like I said, I think Chevy Chase did it. I think Billy Crystal did it for a while, right?
Yeah, Billy Crystal did it for a bunch of years. Yeah, and remember Jack Palance on that year from City Slickers and came out did the push-ups. Yep.
Push-ups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
I can't remember who all the ones who did it. You enjoyed the Letterman Oscars? Okay, I guess. Okay, I mean, fair enough. I remember I mean, fine. I liked Letterman back at that time. So yeah. Last year they asked a guy who they found said something about someone on the interwebs and canceled him. So no host. That's right. That's true. No host.
Yeah.
Rob Altus, any movie that Rob Altus says any movie that Wes Cagle said Rob Altus, any movie that has James Garner, Steve McQueen, Donald Pleasance, Charles Bronson, James Coburn, and David McCallum. Don't forget Richard Attenborough. This is it is of course its greatness. That was one of the greatest all-star casts of them all.
Yep.
Yeah, it's truly, and I'm sure I've left out somebody. Oh yeah, the guy that played Stan in the Mock Time, he's in it, but I can't remember his name. Stan, she is yours. After a time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. Basically, Stan, you could have the bitch. She's gonna probably drive you crazy, and you're gonna hate her guts inside a year, and you're gonna deserve it, you punk. See you later. I'm going on my ship. Go away. Screw you, Stan. That was what Spock was saying in Vulcan. Vulcan code.
That was one of the greatest takedowns without showing any emotion.
Yeah,
it's just an example of what's so great about writing in TOS. I mean, you just read and you hear the emotion crackling from the lines, even though there's no emotion.
There you go, Lawrence Montang. Who knew? I know that the Pring was Arlene Martell, right? Yeah.
And her daughter did cosplay as her mom at one point. Was very
that was the lady who played the Romulan commander.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay,
yeah, from Enterprise Incident.
Okay.
Thank you, Jill. That recitation, rewording, and YouTube short. That was awesome. Oh, thank you. I've always said, I love a mock time. I've always said that is like you just said. That's one of the great takedowns ever. Again, it was basically, yeah, she's yours. She's yours. You can have the bitch. And she was being a biatch there. I mean,
Yeah.
beautiful. By the way, I remember she came to a con down here, and a buddy of mine got to like be her like assistant. He was working for the con people, and he got to be her assistant and stuff. So he spent like the whole con hanging out with her and stuff. And she was really nice.
Yeah.
She was a sweet lady, Marie Martel. Yeah. And she was in one of the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest Outer Limits episode. My favorite Outer Limits episode, Demon with a Glass Hand, with Robert Culp.
Robert Culp. Loved him. Yeah, great actor. Great actor.
God, that episode's so cool.
And he's one of the best things about The Greatest American Hero. Yeah, it's just.
Oh yeah, of course. That episode was filmed in where the building that was from Blade Runner.
No, I didn't know that.
20-something years before Blade Runner, of course. That building, that crazy buildings, and yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Harlan Ellison.
Oh, and Princess Fiona met Helen Slater. Oh wow, yeah. Still
Helen Slater.
Gorgeous. Yeah,
love her. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love her. Look, you could say the Supergirl movie, and we watched it again recently. It's a bad movie. I mean, there's no way around it. But she's really great. She was a great casting. They did a pretty decent job on the theme song, but the movie's inescapably bad, and it's a shame. Remember when we first saw it at the theater? A buddy of ours was walking in. He was going to go see it after we all walked out and tried to warn him how stupid it was. But he was going to go watch it. So we said, we had nothing better to do. We went and watched it again that first day. And we walked out just going, oh, my God, this movie sucks. But she is a shame. Wonderful casting. It's just like how bad Superman 4 is. Christopher Reeves is still a great Superman.
Yeah, and that's, of course, something that got way too political, right? Because he wanted that storyline.
Yeah, that was a bad story. Oh, my God. The story idea was dumb. The execution was worse.
But that was in the heart of the Cold War and the nuclear movement there. And historically, that was big part of the quote-unquote culture back then. And that was a big mistake to go with that storyline. Because once Superman gets involved in real world things, what's to limit him from? Yeah, because it's
he became a dictator.
Yeah,
he said, "I'm going to rid the world of your nukes, and you don't have any say in it." So that's it's just really
kind of like Colossus and the Forbin Project.
It did not work for Superman 4. It was a terrible idea. Like Minimus said, the lady's name from Enterprise Incident was Joanne Linville. She played the Romulan commander, and her daughter played the same character in Star Trek Continues, and she looked just like her.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. And thank you for my Garbaggio memory. I knew someone played someone. The daughter. Yeah.
Was she related to Larry Linville, Minimus? I wonder if she's married to Larry Linville from MASH. Frank Burns eats worms. Probably. I'm kidding, by the way. I don't think she was.
Yeah.
If Christina Hendricks was 15 years younger, Power Girl. Yes, I would. Yeah. Sure. Oh God, Christina. Oh my God, my beloved Christina Hendricks. If she was, but since she's not 15 years younger, I'm still willing to marry her. It's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind that she's not 15 years younger than she is now. I say that, but yeah, I didn't really think she was married to Larry Linville. I was just kidding. But I mean, then again, maybe she.
You never know.
Could have been. I didn't know. It was Hollywood, I mean,
Wikipedia. Yeah.
The great Darren McGavin was married to the really lovely lady from Wink of an Eye that Kirk had fun with.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, I think she was married. Minimus? Am I getting that right? That lady from Wink of an Eye, whose name I'm forgetting. Sorry.
She's a cutie.
She was beautiful. She was married to Darren McGavin, the great Kolchak, the great Darren McGavin, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken because I said it so confidently that I must be mistaken. Deela, yes, she was Deela from Larry Linville had many wives. Did he? Enigmatic? Oh, really? Wow. He also had Hot Lips Houlihan.
Yeah,
and he had a wife at home. Hot Lips. I know that's way off topic, but have you seen pics of Martha Stewart lately? Oh my God, never thought I would type the following. But 82 years old, Thirst trap. This I'm seeing this term thirst trap around lately, which I've
I know
never
what that
seen
means.
before. Huh?
I know what that means. I guess I'm out of the loop, but
You don't? I didn't until I'm kind of putting
now
it
you kind of
together.
know what it means. Yeah.
I kind of, but I've seen it just the past 2 or 3 days. People keep using the term thirst trap. I've never.
It means you're
Yep.
thirsty.
She
You
was
need
even in
some
an episode
ramen
of
now?
Night. She was in an episode of Night Stalker too. Okay. Yes, it's no, it's well,
I'm guessing. I guess.
yeah,
I'm
you can guess
guessing.
what it means.
I'm guessing what, but I'm just. Yeah.
Catherine Brown. Oh, she was Kathy Brown. Okay. Anyway, she was lovely, and yes, she was married to the great Darren McGavin. Kolchak rules.
Well,
I love that
Martha's
theme
still in
song.
the news. Yep, that's funny. Yep.
Oh yeah, what did they find a picture of her? Like, is it an
Which
old
is
picture though?
well, she's a stunning lady, Martha Stewart. So
Is this a new picture or an old picture that people are being silly about? I don't know. Is it? I haven't seen it. I heard someone. I think somebody posted it on Twat, but I didn't.
well, they're saying it's a sensual, flirty photo intended to grab people's attention, and they're showing some older photos. Like no, it's of her current photos, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I guess it's.
The guy that played Updike on Kolchak was best man at their wedding. Wow. So, wow. Yeah. Was the guy that played Updike? What else did I see him in, Tetrarch? I remember that guy in 1969 to 2003. What does that mean?
Oh, Trek. I'm guessing.
Huh?
That's when Star Trek was good. It was 2004. Wasn't 2004 the last year of Enterprise?
2005.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
sure. What are you referring to, Princess? 1969, which Trek ended.
Ended, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
69 Mustang was pretty good. This Trek was 66 to
Yeah.
2005, right?
Right. Yeah, she knows that.
Oh,
She's talking
McGavin's
about
marriage
something
to
else.
Kathy Brown.
Okay. Gotcha
There we
covered.
go.
Thank you, Princess. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yep.
The meaning of thirst trap is a photograph, such as a selfie or video, shared for the purpose of attracting attention or desire. Also, someone or something that attracts attention or strong. Could it be like just a hot picture? Did they have to come up with thirst trap?
Yeah, I mean, so all those pictures I've been taking of myself, I can call them thirst traps now.
Yeah, I saw that term pop up like a day or two ago. I'm like, you know what? I resent needing a new term for just a hot picture. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What in the hell? Thirst trap. We need to let's resist that term.
I don't like that.
I don't like it. I mean, just so like sexy picture, hot picture, provocative picture if you must.
Yeah,
if you must really be all that descriptive about it. Let it all hang out. Updike. Yep, Updike was an uptight character. But Carl Kolchak called him uptight. In the summer of '69, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Clobberin, the thirst trap implies that the picturing in question, I think the picture in question is not entirely representative of reality. Okie dokie. I guess I can accept that. I won't call a penalty on it. I'm kind of just fine with. Well, so does that mean, for example, Fiona? Does that mean, pictures of of women who use like a lot of filters and all that kind of crap and aren't really being honest about what they look like? Maybe not just women. I mean, men do it too. Obviously, is that something like a trap? It's made up. It's like it's false. Because if that's the case, that's a fair use of them. It's only because it's when he graduated to 6 strings. Says RO. Watching First Contact. I'm watching First Contact right now. It makes me sad to see how far Trek has fallen today. Yeah. Now, which First Contact? The TNG episode or the TNG movie? Mark Clobby. The only way one of us could be a thirst trap would be if we were standing in the middle of the Sahara with a glass of ice water. Get some onions. That'll make your eyes water. You know, I think you might be right, Max.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
Fiona, thank you. I just wanted to clear that up. Now I can see the term. I get it. So I'm a dumbass. I admit it. In fact, I asked I asked Kirk to clear this up for me, Captain Kirk, and he just had to flat out say
There's
it.
only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
And if the captain says I'm a dumbass, who am I to argue? I'm the captain of this ship, but he's the fleet captain. So I have to
Great
abide by
scene.
his words. Oh, that's the trap part. Okay, yeah, I get that though. If it's dumb, even as dumb as I am, I get it. I have to go to the Urban Dictionary. Did you go? Is that already in the Urban Dictionary, Jill?
Oh, it's got to be there, right?
Just looked up thirst trap, the things you learn on the tubes. Yeah. Raquel. Oh, Raquel would hate this though. Raquel could be a. Oh, I'm not telling her you said that because I don't want to get in trouble. You tell her that, Max. I ain't telling her. Hell no. Hell have no fury like Raquel being teased about that or anything.
Being thirst trapped.
Yeah. Because she's talked about that. She talks about how a lot of these people use all these filters and all this kind of crap, pictures and not show themselves.
Well,
See, at least I have the decency to hide behind a thing avatar because I'm such an ugly pig. The movie
Don't
Worf,
say that.
I like saying it. It's true. I don't get it.
Right.
If it's true, what does it matter? I mean, truth is truth. I'm a big.
Well,
big
if
old,
Raquel was here, she'd be shin kicking you.
she'd get mad at me,
you.
but I would say,
In
my opinion, I'm a big blob of garbage who looks like crap. That's why if I had a camera on this thing, I still wouldn't show my stupid self. Because why bother? I want people to concentrate on what we're talking about and the ideas, not my big stupid face, which I hate and would trade for in a heartbeat with Mr. Potato Head Spock, even if I could. There are a bunch of logic flaws in this movie, but it's still cool. And yeah, it's a fun movie. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But even StreamYard now has a filter that says touch up my image. You just click it. I tried, it didn't make me skinnier. But they so it's so easy with the filter. But you can tell too when it and it's normally ladies that use it, but it's also guys use it too, I'm sure. You can just kind of tell something's off. You just look kind of rubbery.
Yeah.
But eventually they're gonna get it to where they'll be able to do AI, like have an AI perfect
thirst trap. Yeah, but no, I see, because number one is educated me on some of this stuff before, where she talks. Oh, and it's true. A lot of especially like these the Instagram girls or what have you, or TikTok girls will use all these filters and all this stuff. I get it. I mean, they do. And it makes certainly on their faces, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's too easy to do now too. So you
Trust
just
me.
look off when you do it too much. You look so off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pat S, you heading out, brother? Did he head out? Oh, good night, Pat, buddy.
Happy New Year, Pat S.
Yeah. Trust me, Jill, you'd hate my face. I hate my face. I don't even look at it. When I go to shave, I have to do it in the dark, which is probably why it looks so bad. But, when I shave. Just it's awful. It's horrible. It's horrific. I hate it. But that's just me. Maybe I'm biased that way.
Yeah,
so I should use filters. No. I don't have to because I got the thing. See, he's my thing face.
Yeah, thing doesn't need an Instagram filter. Yeah.
The thing is beautiful, of course, with his orangey rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Rock face. Yeah.
He doesn't need any skincare products. Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you though. So we learned something very important tonight, folks. The thirst trap. The thirst trap is a little old place where we can get together. Never mind. The last Reacher episode was fun. I'm tired of waiting though. Princess, my thoughts exactly. I'm loving Reacher. When I didn't think I was going to like this season, I was getting scared.
That's pretty damn good.
But so far, it's good. You've been watching it?
I think I'm up to episode 4. I think there are 5 episodes out.
Yeah, I've watched 5.
I haven't seen 5 yet.
Be good, Pat S, if you're still hearing us. And Happy New Year, buddy. The last Reacher episode was fun. I'm tired of, but yeah. So we only have 3 more to go. But I wish they'd have just dropped them all. I'd have already watched them in the first day.
I like it this way. I have to say, I do like it.
Yeah, I don't like waiting.
No, I like getting.
As someone capable of assimilating maturity on a limited basis, I understand it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's to pretend to be slightly more mature than I really am. I get you. I understand. It makes sense. It's that that model works. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so there, I'm right there on the same page with you. But would you rather binge it? You like waiting?
You end up enjoying the show more when it's week to
Uh,
week and you talk about it longer.
yeah.
And like when I binged Daredevil, my God, that first time I was
Oh
a
man,
zombie for the next 2 days, but I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop
you
watching
can't
it.
stop watching it.
That's the
Now
problem.
there
I
is
had
a
the problem
come
with
down.
Picard, though, thankfully. But
Well, but there is a come down. If you, and at least Daredevil, there were 13 freaking episodes. There's only 8 of Reacher, I think. I think 8. So if there's 8
yeah,
episodes or something, yeah. By the time you get done, especially if you liked it, enjoyed it, you're like, oh my god, it's over. And then you go, what has it been like? It's only been like 2 years since the first season of Reacher. Although he said in the first episode that 2 years and 7 months had passed since the incident in Margrove.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, man, I don't know when I'm wait 2 years for another one.
yeah. But
The
it's
scene with the kids was funny. They're going to hit Reacher with those toy swords. Yeah, Reacher again. I'm surprised to see Fiona. When I saw the trailer for this season, I got to tell you, I was very concerned. Number one, because I did not in last season. Toward the end of that last season, I really loved it, but I didn't care much for his female buddy that he had on the show. Salty traveling. Say Happy New Year, sir. Good to see you. I'm so happy.
Hey,
So happy.
Salty.
Hope you're doing great, buddy. But I was concerned. I thought they were going to dominate his character with a bunch of crappy characters, and they were going to, make him share too much time with, and they were going to have like the two female characters do everything like they do in all of modern TV and cinema. I don't have to tell you that. And yet it's still his show, but it is a good ensemble cast. They're all really good, and he does need somebody to bounce off of. Or Reacher would be no fun if he were just like every scene he'd speak like 3 words and just walk around being, hey, Ezra Goldstein, shalom, my friend. I'm sorry,
Shalom,
I missed
Ezra.
you. Good to see you. So, yeah, I'm really surprised how much I'm enjoying it so far. And they're setting up this weird villain that they've set up. I got to see that guy get his ass crushed in the face.
And he had a great line about they're talking about the aliases.
He likes
and
comic books.
Oh, the villain, yeah, the villain. But the Sarah Connor line was hysterical. Like they're going through all the aliases, and it's the T-2000. And he's like, Sarah Connor, care less, I'm laughing.
Oh, when he laughs, I don't give a.
Yeah, I don't
about Robert Patrick, yeah.
Robert Patrick, and I'm laughing.
Yeah.
And my wife is like, what's so funny? I'm like, Terminator, Sarah Connor. Who's Sarah Connor? The mom. Oh, the mom. Okay.
I get the name Sarah Connor. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. This villain, though, I'm talking about the weirdo villain, the one who walks around with comic books.
Yeah.
They're setting up
Yeah,
big things.
yeah.
Do you know why I love comic books?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that punchline. That's pretty cool. He's interesting. He's also horrible. He's a monster. Man, I want his ass stomped. He needs to get the Reacher treatment. I mean, he needs to get Reacher. I want Reacher ripping his spine out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
for sure. Yeah.
Because it was kind of a cool scene. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but
yeah, like don't spoil it.
Yeah, there were some cool scenes in there that but that guy's a true. I mean, what's his face? Rob Patrick is the standard baddie that you see all the time.
Yeah, but he's good. But yeah.
He's going to be at a con next week that we're having here. We've got Fan Expo coming to town next week, and they don't have near the guest list that I had last year.
Not nearly as good.
I don't go. Yeah, I don't go to cons for guests anyway. But it is New Orleans. Let's see what you think of this guest list. Where are they?
Yeah.
What happened to you, Fan Expo? Around here somewhere. I got free passes, so if it sucks, it's no big deal.
We go for the comic books anyway, right? So
Well, I just go because I just go to hang around with friends. Actually, I can't even buy a I can't afford a bunch of anything. So, but I go. And last year I had like a great surprise. A couple people there. If I had known we're going to be there, I would have brought stuff to get. I would have got signed by them.
Yep.
But they're having some guests that if I were the kind to get, because I don't really care about celebrity guests that much, but if I were the kind to go get like autographs of big time celebs,
Comic creators,
of geek related
celebs
celebs. Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the celebrity guest list: Elijah Wood, Charlie Cox. Man, that would be cool to meet him.
That'd be cool. Yep.
Yeah, she's pretty. I mean, he's a great one, of course. Let's see.
Well, we got Frodo.
Oh, you seeing it? No.
No. I'm just I'm just Elijah Wood. Yeah, he's Frodo. Yep.
There's Linda Hamilton. That's pretty good if you're a Terminator fan. In fact, they have a lot of the Hobbits. They're gonna have all 4 of the Hobbits from Lord of the Rings because it's the anniversary.
Yeah,
the great Bruce Campbell, John Bernthal, the Punisher, Katie Sackhoff, Juliette Lewis of all people. Rose McGowan. I may have to, have some words with her. Just saying, I may have to have some words with her. Anti-derivative. Oh, Jill, thank you so much. Gifted 1 Clobberin Times membership. Thank you, Jill. Oh, you're too kind, dear. Thank you so much. Clobby would get Will Wheaton to would get Will Wheaton. Admit it. Get him. How would I get him? Like kick his face in? You mean? I'm not evil that way. Are you saying that would kick his arse? Let's see who should be there. Wow. Oh boy. Danny Trejo.
Very cool.
Oh, now you're gonna love this one. This is one you would get the autograph of if you haven't already. Sonika Martin Green.
Oh wow.
Mikey Spock's gonna be there, folks. Aren't you excited?
I get my action figure signed.
You have that?
Of course, I have a whole stack of them.
Oh man, that's
next to my Rose Ticos.
Yeah. You have a Mike. They did Amigo of Mikey Spock.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Oh, the Walfart, and no one wants it. Vincent D'Onofrio, of all people. The girl from Rebel Moon, Sophia Bautila or whatever. Jonathan Fakey Pants. Lana Parilla from What's Going On. Randy Quaid. I thought he was in the Looney Tune bin or something.
No, he had some problems, but I think he's out. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So
and
he's not in
tax problems. I think.
I could have sworn Randy. Man, I used to hear like crazy stuff about Randy Quaid. I don't know. Jason Lee, screw him. Felicia Day, the guy who plays on Ahsoka that I can't remember. He plays Ezra on Ahsoka. Another lady from Ahsoka. Who cares? Lance Henriksen, the great Lance Henriksen, by the way. I love. He's cool. Robert Patrick. I can say, hey, I haven't seen the last yet. Does Reacher rip your face off? It's still here's ultra greatness right here. Peter Weller. My goodness, RoboCop's going to be there. And Buckaroo Banzai. I may have to go talk to Peter Weller. I may have to get him to sign a Buckaroo Banzai or a RoboCop. I mean, that's the man right there. I even forgive him for being in that stupid Into Dumbness. Would Clobby Clobber Will Wheaton? No, I would not. It would be he's not going to be there, fortunately, but I would be very nice. Let's see. I would be polite to the little chump. Holly Marie Combs. She's a cutie. Michael Bean. I've seen him before. He's a cool guy. A lot of Terminator people here. Yeah. Edward Furlong.
The anniversary, right? Yeah.
Edward Furlong for some reason. Okay. The great John Rhys Davies. He is the great voice of Thor. Stay thy hand, villain, or suffer the wrath of Thor, god of thunder. Ethan, I don't know who he is. Oh, God. Michelle Hurd. You know who that is?
Oh, yeah. That's Raffi.
Raffi.
She's also the head of the Screen Actors Guild, if I'm not
Is she really?
mistaken. Yep. Yep.
Film Actors Guild?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Gunn. Joey Loring Adams and Jennifer Blank Bean, whoever. Oh, Jennifer Blank Bean. I guess she's probably married to Michael Bean. So animation voices. I don't know of any of these people because they're animation voices. Well, Frank Welker. Whoa, Frank Welker's going to be there. That's a big name. See?
Nice. Yeah.
Peter Cullen. That's big. Some of the guys who do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle voices. Tara Strong. She's something.
Yep.
She's been doing a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Anime guests. I don't know about all this. This is like, I don't know who these people are. They're animes.
But some people, that's some people love meeting those voice actors. There's a ton of them at New York Comic Con and Terrificon. Yep. Thank
you, Wes Cagle, for that membership in 1 month. I appreciate this. Thanks for all the Clobberin fun times. Thank you, Wes Cagle. Happy New Year to you. Purchase Fiona says, if I met Alex Klutzman, you would have to visit me in prison afterwards, and I would visit you. And I would send you a cake with a file in it. You know that. Max Redstone said, Peter Weller, the PhD candidate who wrote Alberti before Florence. Early sources inform Leon Battista, Alberti D. picture. OMG, I'm booking my tickets right now. This is my Super Bowl.
There we go.
Let's see. Is Frank there? I am jealous. If Frank, did I say a Frank? Unless you mean Frank Black.
Welker?
Oh, Frank Welker, yeah. That's right. Frank Welker. Any classic Doctor Who echoes? I don't think so. No classic, no Doctor Who people, Ezra. We've had them before, but none this time. Comic book creators. We had some last year I wanted to see. Now, Ryan Otley, he draws Invincible, whatever. Stephen Platt, cover, again, all these are modern. Brian Azzarello, I've always wanted to. Can I talk about doing violence? And I've always wanted to, he,
metaphorically.
Years ago, everybody, on my old BTR channel, way back, at the beginning of the year, I used to do a show called the Ball Kick Awards. The Ball Kick Awards were about which assheads in geek out there in the geek sphere were more winning the more worthy of the big being kicked in the obviously, Jar Jar Abrams won them most of the time. He became, in fact, I put him in the Ball Kick Hall of Fame. John Byrne, would get it. Different people would be in the Hall of Fame, And Brian Azzarello made it a couple of times. I can't stand that jagoff. I have 2 pristine Buckaroo Banzai bandanas. Oh, cool. I used to have one of them. I don't have them anymore, though. From the press kit. I had that press kit, too. I would have Peter sign. I wish I still had mine. Oh, that's a great idea. I had you were the Hong Kong Cavaliers, huh? No, not Pensacon, Minimus. It's Fan Expo next weekend. My daughter got me she's got us got me free passes because I couldn't afford to go to a con. Anyway, she's got the Brian Azzarello. I may be coming for you, pal. Tom Grummett, he's all right. Michael Golden, your buddy. Tony Harris, Tim Jacobus. So no big name. Jay Lee. Jay Lee's okay. I mean, Carl Potts is pretty cool, but no big name. Oh boy, Heather Antos. Oh my God.
Wowzers.
SJW Extraordinary Puke. Heather Antos. Yeah. But I'm sure Peter Weller will have something up there. I might just bust out and get. I mean, it depends on how much it's freaking. I still have my Buckaroo Banzai jacket patch, also, Claude Minimus.
Still waiting for that sequel.
Yep, still waiting for that sequel. Buckaroo Banzai Against the World Crime League, and I'm also still waiting to see William Shatner against the World Crime League. That's at the end of that's the end credits of what we call Free Enterprise. Claudia Gray, Gavin Guidry, who did the Superman 78 comic. Terry Kavanaugh. All these names are just scintillating. Kerry Nord's all right. He's pretty good.
Yep.
Michael Schwangen, who used to work on the old Filmation cartoons. Jeff Brennan. Scott. No, in other words, all these names now are like so. I'm one of them is Derek Donovan. He's a friend of mine, so I know Minimus is lovely hearing that. Jim Kruger, he's okay. Travis Langley. Look at these names. Like, man, come on, where's a big one? Last year they had Rod Wilson and they had Jim Shooter, Arthur Sidham, Wayne Van Sant, Renee Witterstatter. She's never mind. So yeah, that's about all you got. What the fuck?
Well, the one autograph I'd love to have a William Shatner, if I could ever get that, or get my Wrath of Khan ticket, the world premiere ticket autograph, because I've got Leonard Nimoy on that. But
doesn't Shatner come close sometimes to you?
He went to Ticonderoga.
You should
a couple of years ago. They had a weekend.
Recently,
I think it was during the vid, so I think it was limited. But now he's making tours and they're doing screenings of Wrath of Khan. But I wish hopefully coming around again, or I could see that. But
Jill J. Lee, you might be thinking of somebody from the Orville. No, we're talking about the comic book artist. J-A-E is how you spell his name, and it's Lee. He's a comic book artist. Is there somebody in J. Lee to do with the Orville?
I don't know.
Jill, I would adopt you any day. You're the age of my. I think you're the age of my daughter. I think you're probably the age of my daughter at this point, so I would adopt you, dear. Then I would say I have a third cool geek kid. Heather Antos, the cure for common sense. There you go. Oh, so what do you think? Think we've been here bothered everybody long enough tonight, or what? Unless you got
probably. Else. Yeah, people want to get ready for New Year's, probably, right? And all their parties, and yeah.
We should probably let everybody. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We're going to start, unless anyone has anything else they need to ask us, we'll start moseying in a second here. And it's been a lot of fun. We're going to get back to beeswax next week. So I'm going to first let Mark say something. I'm going to give some show notes. Then we'll do the shout outs.
Right.
What do you think?
That sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Jay Lee plays John Lamar on the Orville. Okay, I got you.
Oh yeah, the engineer.
Yeah, he is cool. I like him. But no, this is the comic book artist Jay Lee. So
Jay Lee, J-A-E.
J-A-E, yeah.
Did a lot of Namor work. I mean,
he's pretty good.
I don't like his style, but he's good.
Yeah, I'm not picking it, but he's good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's very good. Just certain artists you gravitate towards. He doesn't happen to be my kind of. But I can appreciate his style and his how he draws characters. And I think he was on Namor a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And RRT&Z said I haven't felt this awful since we saw that Ronald Reagan film. Yeah, no, I know what you haven't seen this since the Anita Bryant concert. We're throwing airplane quotes at each other.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this since the O'Brien concert. Anita Bryant.
Time for Bonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A hospital, what is it? It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now.
Yeah.
Surely you must be you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
Roger, what's our vector? Okay. Here we go. All right, so all right, folks. Enough of this nonsense. We could stay here I would stay here all night if anyone had any questions for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Stump the Clobby.
Everyone's probably, we could stumping. Anyone could stomp me. It could stomp me so easy it would not be a challenge. So, what you got going on? Make your announcements.
Well, thank you everyone who was there for my member stream today. It was a lot of fun. So, always want to thank everyone. You've got a super chat, so why don't you deal with that?
Thank you, RR. Appreciate you once again. You're too kind. Appreciate it. He said, I met Shatner in 2011. I asked him a question about Shakespeare because I'm a dumbass. And he hinted that Chris Plummer was a complete arsehole. Wow. My goodness. Shatner's been having some fun today on Twitch. Oh boy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Let's see.
he's the GOAT.
You're the second person that made my night, Clobberin. Glad. Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad, Jill. Love you. And hey, well, pretty soon we'll be toward the end of this new season. We'll be having you back on. So, let's see. Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh well, yeah. I wanted to get that super chat. So no, but thank you to everyone for the member stream today. A lot of fun. I finally did it. Pat S was joking in the chat. Mark does one member stream a year, but yeah, hope to do more members related stuff now that I got monetized again. So thank you for hanging out for that one today, Clobberin Times, and everyone
Glad
else
to be there. Man. Sorry I was late.
Everyone also jumped in. Oh, all good. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. So of course, I always want to shout out my patrons: Shooter, Brian Hepburn, Rob Altus, and Larry. And I'm going to give a plug for Raquel because I know even though she's not here. Yeah. Let's put Raquel's.
Let me thank Fiona first. Fiona, thank you so much for gifting that membership. Love you. You are too kind. We love you, my wonderful brand new science officer. Fiona, you rock, my friend.
Thank you, Fiona. Yep. So tomorrow, of course, is New Year's Eve. So I don't think there'll be a geekery because that wouldn't be so good. When I'm supposed to be out hanging out with the better half at our friend's house.
Family stuff, dude.
Yeah, we'll be the New Year's Eve party. Although we're joking, I'm like, are you gonna make it till midnight? Like, are you gonna fall asleep at 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
But I might do during the days. Maybe I've gotten a few cool presents from Santa Claus, so maybe I'll do like a build stream or something during the day. We'll see what's happening.
If you want, I can do it. If you want me to do a late stream leading up to them, and you could come and hang, I might do that.
That's a good idea too.
But I wouldn't do that without asking you first.
But that sounds.
You want me to do a late one around right before don't you have to like bring in the New Year with all them and stuff like?
Yeah, I think I'll be probably. But the joke is, as
yeah, but you'll do it an hour before me.
Yeah, that's true too. That's right.
I can start an hour before. I might just do it tomorrow night because they were telling me I should earlier. I could start like 11 my time.
Yeah,
and then build up to the probably. I'll see. Year. I'll let you know for sure. And then build up to the New Year thing, and then you could come join me, and we just goof off for a while if you want. Or would you be done by then? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're an hour. I'm an hour later than you. So yeah.
While you're doing that, I'll start off. So everyone, again, continue. By the way.
Yeah. So look for that, and I might do maybe a build streamer for one of the cool fun things that Santa Claus dropped down the chimney.
I did make it a science officer last year. I'm sorry, Fiona. I forgot. Go ahead.
Well, see, that's what you need science officers to remember these things that the captain can't remember. You always remember to keep quoting regulations. Don't.
When you have a senile captain like me, Fiona, you got to remind me of crap. So thank you.
Yeah. So the captain doesn't get caught with his britches down.
Yeah, exactly. You go right on quoting regulations.
So I might do one of those build streams if I get the chance. Because why not? I got some cool Indiana Jones Legos. I got also got the A-Team van. So I love it when a plan comes together. The Playmobil.
Nice. So really?
That'd be a fun one to put together. Yep.
Yeah.
And I have to mention too, Dadman is starting to stream at 4:30 a.m. So our great buddy Dadman. So if you want to go over to his channel at 4:30 a.m.
Oh yeah, that's right, Dadman. There you go.
Dadman is going to be going a 24-hour stream. So I don't know why he started at 4:30 a.m. But don't ask.
He's going to start at 4:30 a.m. today.
I think it's 4:30 a.m. if I'm looking at the YouTube's correct.
Why wouldn't he start like right now than end
at midnight? Yeah,
he should start at like mid. Okay, whatever, man.
I'm thinking unless I could have the time wrong, but Dadman's going to be on for 24 hours straight. So everyone will go. I might jump on his show for a little bit too, but so it starts scheduled for 12:31, 4:30 a.m. So catch out our buddy Dadman at I don't know why 4:30, but he's our buddy. So as everyone stop by there and say hi to him.
I didn't know that.
He makes it through the night. I hope he makes it.
I knew. I heard about that, but I didn't know he was doing it. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, celebrate. Oh, he's gonna hit every time zone, I guess. So maybe that's why. Maybe is it the New Year at 4:30 a.m. in Fiji or something? Is that the first? Because they're 24 hours ahead. Could that be right? Well, I asked the science officer that. Maybe science officer would know, but I think I, I think that might be why. Yep. But
Okay.
I think
There
that's
you go.
why. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, and happy New Year, everyone. It's been a good year. Good year hanging out with you guys and enjoying Saturday Night Star Trek. And I did float the idea of doing 2 episodes of Enterprise per week, so we prolong the show while we're at Enterprise, so it doesn't end. But
No, we're
that
gonna
was a
stick
joke.
to 4.
You're
I
gonna stick
know.
to 4. I know it was said as a joke, but then you were thinking about it too.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Eric K is telling me, "Come on, Mark, jump on at 4:30 a.m. with Dad, man." Yep. Oh God. If I'm still up, I
Yep.
will. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, show notes. Well, again, show note is like tentatively. I forgot about Dad Man doing that. So you still want to do one? Want me to do one still? Or does everyone want me to do one tomorrow night? I'll listen to you guys. If you want me to do
Listen to
one
what
tomorrow
the
night.
people say. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, you're all going to be busy doing stuff, but I'm going to be awake anyway, and I don't feel like watching stuff. Because see, if I go try to just sit down and watch shit around here, here's what happens. It's like it's World War 15 outside with all the fireworks. There's no point in doing anything. In fact, last year I think I was doing a show when it was going on. Everyone could hear it.
It was just so loud, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, so right. Here I found the first New Year's. So it's Kiribati. Let's see. It's UTC plus 14, showing where when the New Year's starts. So, worldtimezone.com. You can see where it's tomorrow today.
Does everyone want me to do one tomorrow night? I mean, you don't care. If you don't care, it's fine. I don't have to. I mean, good year. No one's
do a short
anything.
show too, right? You can come on just
it
a little bit.
It would be an hour or two, but I mean,
yeah.
I mean, believe me, I got nothing else going on. I could do one like an hour before my time. When yours starts, when your New Year starts, I can start. And then it'd be when it hits my New Year, whatever. But
yeah. Well, I think you'll get a few. I'm sure you get some people who would want to hang out. Yep.
I guess I'll do it. But again, but Dad Man's going to be doing it.
Up to you. Yep. I'm going to be out. So
yeah,
and then I'll be back after the New Year. So. But plus, he's going to be on 24 hours too. So I mean, it's kind of. I feel if I do a build stream, I feel bad because he's streaming. But although it's kind of tough when you want to stream too. It's what happens with all our friends. It's tough to find time to stream it sometimes when you want to make sure you're not stepping on anyone's toes. But
yeah, I might just do it. Well, I guess I guess you guys, if I schedule one later, you'll see that I'm on or not. I don't know. And if you're able to pop in, you can't and pop and visit. If not, I can just. But if I do, I'll decide. If I do, I will. I'll schedule it before tomorrow. I'll schedule it in the morning if I do. I'll figure it out. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look on the Twitters.
Now, I do know our buddy Classic Comics. He's probably going to be doing one, but that's way earlier. He's doing one like at 6 tomorrow, and I might visit. If I'm home, I might go visit with him, hang out with him. That's different. The one I'm planning is way later, so I'm not sure. I'm ready for 2024. I have feelings things won't get any better. Quite the opposite. So yeah, I hear you, Classic Comics fan. But I understand, buddy. We'll see, but we hope not. All right, everybody. We'll figure out what's going on. Show notes. That might happen. It may not, but I know that. Monday night, I'll be on with J-Man, the great J-Man's channel, for our Legion of Superheroes review at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And then I'll be on with my own show, Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk, but also I'm going to look at I'm gonna talk about all the movies and things that I watched this year. The bad and the good and the bad, the goody, the baddie.
Yep.
And so, then the rest of the week, of course, the normal slate of shows. The Wednesday nighter, the Thursday night, we're going to be back to our reviews. The Clubhouse, Blake 7, and maybe a Trek comic. I don't know yet, but Blake 7 for sure. Of course, some Tom shows Tuesdays and Thursday nights. Maybe Loki's comic roundtable on Wednesday night as well. I'm not sure yet. Fourth World is over, so there's no more Fourth World reviews. But I'll still be there at 7 Eastern on J-Man's channel. I need to make a picture for it. We're going to start Frank Miller's Daredevil on Friday nights.
Oh wow, that's
the
a good
whole run. Yeah, and that's going to take some doing. Frank Miller's whole run of Daredevil, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
How many issues is that? About 50?
Oh, we're going to start as even before he started writing it, but when he was drawing it, and there's about 30 something or so. I mean, it starts at issue like 159, ends at like 193 or something like that. So somewhere ballpark that much. Yeah. So it's quite a passel of them.
I was just going to say, sorry, RRTNZ says he knows people from Kiribati, and that's the first place to ring in the new year. It's Kiribati Island, and they celebrate the new year. I just put in the chat, but so 5 a.m. New York City time, East Coast time, Eastern Standard Time, is the first place that rings in the new year. So that explains why Dad Man's starting at 4:30 a.m. So at 5 o'clock, that's the first time zone. And Dad Man's on Eastern time, so that's the first time zone that'll be the new year.
Okay, wow, that would give me a headache. But
yeah, so they go
24
around
hours.
The globe. Yeah,
better you than me, Buckaroo.
Each new year. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think so. Couple hours, yeah. 24. Have a ball, baby. I'll stop by and visit. Yeah, so
yeah,
sure. I'll jump in and say hello. All right, everybody. So again, there's that, and hey, I want to do some shout outs now. Of course, shout out to Great Wrenches, and of course the great Eric K. Thank you, buddy, so much for all you've done. Eric K, love you, brother. Bronze Wrencher, you've just been way too good to us, man. Thank you. Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North. You've been just so good, such a great friend, pal. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you, Eric. Happy New Year to you, Chris Persia. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. D. Bud Martin, thank you so much for all you do as well, buddy. The Wrencher of Iron. Happy New Year to you. Lord and Lady Thoth out there, wherever you are. Happy New Year to you, my friends. And of course, Avon lives, long live the Legion. J-Man, my great friend, Wrench Without Fear, partner in crime on Earth B, and reviewer extraordinaire, Legionnaire extraordinaire. Thank you for all you do, buddy. Great friend. Happy New Year to you and your wonderful wife, and to our great buddy Sean as well. Maddie's daddy, Reader of Rich Mjolnir, Thor in Vegas. Love you and Maddie, and thank you so much for all you do, buddy. In fact, he deserves more than that. Let's see. This is for the great Maddie's daddy. Almost hit the wrong one there. I did hit the wrong one there. Let's see. Up and Hill. Stephen Kal-El, buddy, thank you so much for being here with us tonight, and thank you for all you do. Thank you. Good to see you, man. Fanty Outside, Phantom Outsider, you've been a great friend of the channel for a long time, buddy. Don't think you're not appreciated just because I pick on you all the time. You the rascally wrench, you. Thank you so much. Angry Boy, Master of the Claboni, and of course, hey, artist extraordinaire, the cover of the great science fiction tales by the most amazing Commander R.M. Briggs. Maximum Redstone, Clobberin Time's own Music Meister. Thanks for all you do for Saturday Night Star Trek, buddy. Really appreciate you and your amazing limericks. And before I continue, I want to say first, I love number one, the wonderful, the magnificent Commander R.M. Briggs. I love you out there wherever you are. Can't wait to have you back next week. We all love you and miss you. You're the best. You're the greatest first officer in the fleet, and we appreciate you. And I also want to say Thank you to the great Mark D with a C, the greatest chief engineer and in the fleet, and the greatest pal I've had on YouTube. Just thanks so much, dude. You and Raquel.
Thank you. Yep. No, we just so appreciate this Star Trek tech that brings us all together. It's fantastic, and it's great to have made you as a good friend, and Raquel, and all these great people in the chat. It's just a fun community, fun hangout. Comic book shop on the interwebs, and it's a great time always. And someday we keep threatening to do it. All meet together.
We'll be
Someday
one of
it'll
these
happen.
days.
Yeah, it'll be
Hey.
fun, and I promise not to buy you clam pizza, but yeah, looking forward to actually hanging out. Maybe we'll just have Raising Canes or something we can mutually agree.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll take you some good chicken somewhere.
But it's
Thanks.
it's really, I almost think about before YouTube and after YouTube, in terms of meeting so many great people. So the vid was pretty bad, but some good things come out of bad things sometimes, or because I don't think I would have been hanging out on the YouTubes as much if it wasn't for being stuck at home, like everyone else was, and it did. So that part did work out pretty well. But yeah, I appreciate you and everyone here and everyone being so nice, and yeah, it's just starting to watch Saturday Night Star Trek. When was the first show?
Next week, it's about 3 years ago. Next week, 2021 January, the first week.
Wow!
Holy crap! 3 years ago.
3 years ago, right? So I think one of the first shows I listened to when I heard Raquel on with you, you were doing I think you were calling them Trek Talk shows, and you had Raquel on, and then the one in defense of Enterprise when you were talking about how good Enterprise was. I think that was one of the first ones that I listened to. Yeah, so that was God, that's going to be almost 4 years ago now, right? Yeah, so yeah, 2020, I think. Yeah, so that was, and then now that I'm got to be friends with you guys and actually come on the show and started. I remember that first night when I said, "Oh, I'm going to do a channel," and I had like 20 subs instantly, and you were yelling at me, "Why didn't you mention it earlier?" That you were doing that, and it was so nice of everyone to sub and just enjoy hanging out here and talking Trek.
Talking the Trek. That's what we love to do. Thank you so much, and all you've done. I can't even measure it all. It would embarrass me to try. You do so much. You helped make this channel. I wouldn't even be having any fun without you. And number one, and all of you, of course, all of you are included in that. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Dittos. Yep.
I'm going to shout everybody out now, and because everyone gets the shout out whether they're still here or not. Let's see what. Oh, first, of course, JT Kirk. Good to see you. Welcome, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. You're too kind. He says, "Sorry, I'm late, Clobby and crew. Refs really jobbed my team on the last play of the game. I only got to see it. I didn't get to hear it, so I'm gonna have to go back and look. Sorry, buddy."
There's a controversy about
level mischief going on in Dallas. Sorry about that. I want to finish it before you go ahead now. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see you were finished the quote, but about an eligible receiver, then the person on the line, you have to report as eligible. And they actually had the replay, and he reported as eligible. So the refs did.
Oh, they got screwed over bad. Oh my God. Oh, sorry about that, buddy.
Yep.
All right, my friends. Again, sorry but at least you still got the division, and you're gonna, but that's not good. That's not good. Damn cowgirls are gonna fall apart anyway. Well, here we go.
they always choke these days in the playoffs.
I want to say thank you to all who lurked. You lurkers mean more than I can know. More than I can express it adequately, but thank you. You're very much appreciated. Those of you who are able to lurk, and if you're not registered, you can't click the like. But if you can click the like, please do. I'd appreciate that. And so, subscribe if you're of a mind to. But either way, just if you're lurking, that's enough. I mean, I appreciate the watch. Also, those of you watching on a download or a rewatch or whatever, you're much appreciated as well. Thank you so much. I cannot say enough of what it means to me. And it's just you are very much appreciated. And Happy New Year to both lurkers and the rewatchers. Now, the wonderful anti-derivative Jill. Jill, I love you, Jill. Our communications officer. You're such a great friend of the show and a great friend to me and all of us. And everyone here loves you. Shout out to you. And, of course, Happy New Year to you. I'm going to now some Happy New Year's to all of my good friends. I'm going to shout out the great Larry. Happy New Year. Dave C., who was very cool, hung out with us today on your show. Happy New Year, Dave C. FKHC 2005, my Fairfax buddy. Happy New Year. Let's see here. Penny. I think Penny may have had I don't know if Penny's still here with us, but if not, Happy New Year, Penny. Love you. Thank you so much for making this part of your nights. Gwagnar, buddy. Also got to hang out with Gwagnar a little bit tonight over there. Today at your show. So, oh wow. Eric confirms the refs really screwed it up. Wow, that's nice. Oh my God. But Gwagnar, Happy New Year, buddy. Thank you so much. Dave G. Sound, happy birthday, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And I hope you have a wonderful year. Yeah, Stephen KLL, buddy. Oh, I think I shouted out before, but Happy New Year, buddy. Sander Hammerslag, Happy New Year. Michael Beacom and Cassandra Beacom. Thank you so much. You're such great friends, and Happy New Year to you. Finity Da Avenger, aka Captain Finity and Beyond. Happy New Year. Parker Luck, Happy New Year to you. Empress NM, Happy New Year. The Tetrarch of Apathy, thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you. JRR 24, Happy New Year. Brogu from my old hometown, Happy New Year. Value of nothing, you're valuable here, my friend. Happy New Year to you. Mr. Angel popped in, the chef. Chef, Happy New Year, chef. DJ Play Nice, Happy New Year. Lisa, lovely Lisa, Happy New Year, Lisa. Jamie Harbert, Happy New Year. The Comic Relief Crusader, Happy New Year. Could not be reached for further comment. Happy New Year, my friend. Shooter8323, shooter, happy birthday. I mean, Happy New Year, sorry. I don't think it's your birthday. I'm an idiot. Happy New Year to you. Let's see. Classic Comics, Happy New Year, buddy. CLS Studio, Happy New Year. Narat Anaxamanda Bear, Happy New Year, my friend. Jamalama, Happy New Year. Kitty Bear, Happy New Year. Dadman and the Dadman clan, Happy New Year to all of you. Brian Hepburn, Happy New Year. Rob Altus, Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year. Jonah Hex, Happy New Year, sir. Herc 130, Ooby Dooby, Happy New Year. Anonymous Gamer, Happy New Year to you. Das Wolfen, Happy New Year. K. Roberts, Happy New Year to you. Listen, Mistral Niblet, Happy New Year. Zacharot, Happy New Year, buddy. The great Padass, buddy, Happy New Year. Claude Selling, my friend, thank you, and Happy New Year to you. Minimusness, Happy New Yibbler. Your Muslim uncle, Happy New Year, sir. Peace be on you. The great Max Redstone. Again, I said you earlier, but you're worth another one there, brother. Happy New Year to you, sir. DJ Ronnie J, Happy New Year. It was good hanging out with you today on Marks. The great enigmatic Drop Bear, Happy New Year, my friend. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Rod Thunderheart, Happy New Year. Malachi D. Wildman, Happy New Year. Midnight's Oblivion, my friend, Happy New Year. RRTNZ, my friend, Happy New Year to you. Son Lee, Happy New Year to you. Let's see, almost done. Scuba Pete and Leslie, Happy New Year, my friends. Ezra Goldstein, Shalom and Happy New Year to you, my friend. Salty Traveling Sea, Happy New Year, buddy. And I think that's everybody. We got them all. Got them all.
Got everyone. Yep.
I sure hope I did. I think that's all I got written down anyway. So you know how that goes. But yeah. My dear friends, thank you so much. We're going to cut out now. I wish we could hang more.
Don't forget to mention the lurkers.
You didn't hear me mention the lurkers? I really mentioned them.
My memory is Oh, you didn't? My memory is just so
Yeah.
bad. Good.
It's all right.
Yep.
It's all right. It's just contagious. You've been catching that from me, so it's my fault that your
Yeah.
memory's that bad. So, all right, my dear friends, thank you so much, and been a wonderful year with you all. Let's I might pop in and say and ring out the new year for a little bit tomorrow on here. Probably will, like at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll probably do that. Just a little Clobberin Times goodbye to the new year. And but I'll also probably stop and go over and visit our good friend Dad Man. So please go visit them as well. And of course, big shout out to our first officer that I made you a first officer last year, Princess Fiona. By the way, did I shout out Princess Fiona? Oh, you know what? I didn't write her down, did I? Because she's been here, so I think I just
See,
shouted
we
her
did
out.
miss someone. Yep.
Not only did we miss someone, we missed a member of the crew. That I'm gonna start writing her down where I write the crew down.
There you go.
Princess Fiona, I'm glad she reminded me. That's a disaster. I'm sorry, Princess. I'm a freaking moron. Here's Kevin Alturi's interview from what's that? Kevin Altieri. That's I don't know if I know who that is. Princess Fiona, thank you so much. You have been wonderful all year round. Thank you, and happy New Year to you, wonderful person and wonderful lady, and you're the best.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. As much as I've been talking to her all night, I forgot to write her name down. Like I wrote and I
That's
write
why
the
we
names
need a science officer.
on Saturday nights. I write the names down, and I'm just oh man, believe me, it's bad enough that I was born with like a very low IQ and being an idiot, but to have be senile on top of being a moron, it's not easy. It makes life tough for you, folks. Like John Wayne said, life is tough. It's tougher if you're stupid, and I'm stupid. So I'm so sorry. In fact, again, I will consult with the greatest captain of all time to get a judgment call. What do you think I am, Captain Kirk?
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Fair enough. I mean, look, the captain says it, way it is. So.
Well, Raquel's giving you shin kicks now, but yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. He did direct some Batman animated series. What's that interview? Okay, well, I'll check it out. I will check it out. Check it outers. Thank you. So yes. And then I said, well, but Captain, isn't that being a little
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
Brain and brain, what is brain?
Your agonizer, please.
all right, everybody. Can't get enough of that. All right. So good night, my friends. Happy New Year.
one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
Come get some.
I just love clobbering time.